So let me ask you this. As far as social media, I think that you've done a better job than anybody I've ever seen on a college level of embracing culture and really, like you said, the spotlight, the cameras, social media is like the great equalizer.
Yes, it is.
So when you bring people like Gillian Wallow, shout out to him.
Yes, my dog.
Yeah, Michael Vick, Warren.
Yeah.
This has actually become like a vibe, like a cultural epicenter. Like you have to come to like Jackson State to like, you know, come.
To just see it.
Just to see it, meet the players, like it's become something like, so talk about like, was that your idea or was that your son's idea?
No, that's definitely my idea. What my son does is we work in unity with my gifts and his gifts. He ain't no joke with that phone in his hand and that camera. And just his excitement for his brothers. And I'm like the director. You know, I said, let's put this, let's get this, drop this at 12, drop this at 2, drop this at 3 o'clock, boom, boom, boom. Let's have a schedule. They want the pregame speech. Let's go. I'm like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtains, you know. But he does his thing, and he's so talented and unique at what he does, and he loves it. He loves it, and you could hear him laughing and yelling, you know, sometimes when the plays are being made. And I say, you have an uncanny way of knowing where the ball is going to go all the time. I don't know how you do it. I mean, he's like right there, and they're running right to him. And he does all this on a cell phone.
Yeah.
I mean, no high dollar camera. All this stuff is on a cell phone.
That's the best content. As a content creator, and it's a great equalizer because now you can go viral on a cell phone and create so much content. And like I said, I feel like you understand culture enough to know, even you doing this conversation with us, like it lets me know that you're understing what's actually going on.
You guys are breaking though, man. You guys are, you guys are like, you right there.
Yeah.
You about to, you like that popcorn that just coming out. It's about to come. So I want to bless you. I want to be with you. I want to enhance you. I want to help you. Because success ain't success without a successor. So we got to help one another, and brothers got to do this. I can't be standoffish when I see some hungry dogs out there trying to eat. I got to help you eat, man.
Appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, I just really wanted to say that it's kudos to your son because I haven't seen any other college or even other sports, professional sports team utilize social media the way
we have no budget for it. Yeah. We have no budget. If you understood what and I know you're gonna do your homework and put it on the screen for me, please. Understand what a Power 5 recruiting budget and just an overall budget for football and what our budget is. You're gonna laugh your butt off. So when we do these type of things, it's all recruiting for us. This is how we recruit. So when we show you the pregame speeches, the postgame on the field, practice and playing the music, and this is bringing Dolph's whole clique in, you know, the paper route boy. Yep. When we doing all that, man, that's recruiting for us, and it's free. It's free, and that's the way we compete.
Yeah,
and plus the youngsters right there, they right there on their phone.
Yeah.
When you look at the social engagement, some of them Power 5 schools, Jackson State.
They can't touch us.
It's not even close.
Right.
Even with their budgets.
Even Alabama has, I think, 1 million followers or whatever. We're not close to that, but with me and Jackson State, we got them. Yeah. So it ain't a school in the nation that can touch us because of the coach's influence.
What up? What's good, everybody? What's going on, man? 88 already in the chat, man. Hey, go ahead and hit that like button. As soon as we come on the stream. There you go. What's up, man?
What's happening, man?
Up,
what's going on with you, bro? Can you hear me good?
I can hear you now, bro. You look like you're a little froze up. What's up, everybody? TGIF, man. TGIF. Man, we got a lot of
going on with my camera, dog. What's up, everybody? What's going on, man? It's Friday evening.
Man, TGIF, man, we worked hard today, bro. Worked hard today. Now it's time to kick back, bro, and do what we do, man. Wanted to come to y'all. Good Friday evening, man. Good Friday. What up, Ken? Hey, appreciate you, Simply Beautiful. Thank you. Man, Friday evening. You know, we wanted to just come in and chat. I had that video queued up. It's actually on the page, but I wanted to play that, man, because I thought that was we did talk about it on our last live, bro. But man, that was epic, bro. I still feel like that part of the interview was like the essence of the whole interview, in my opinion, because ain't nobody touching us right now, bro. Not when, and like he said, ain't nobody touching us when it comes to social engagement, the ability to take social media and recruit. And let me say it like this right here, because it's one thing that came to me today, so and then I'll let you rock. Coach Prime gave birth to a lot of platforms, man, by him coming to Jackson State.
Facts.
And he gave a lot of, I would say, he gave a lot of energy to some new spaces. I mean, he catapulted us, pushed us to the next level. And I don't mean that in a negative manner. I just mean that this man has been able to come in and take the HBCU world by storm, man. And it's been a hell of a ride thus far. You're freezing up, but I don't know if your connection is bad. Am I freezing up? Make sure you.
Nah, it's me. I only know what's going on because, bro, I get 500 meg. I don't know what's going on.
You might have to come out and you might have to come out.
What I'm gonna do? Let me log out and come back in, man.
Yeah. We're gonna let Zoe get his signal right, and then for now I'll play around in the chat till you come back, bro.
All right.
And it's Friday, man. I'm at the crib, man. Ain't no need to having that goddamn hat on. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that hat off now. Before I've been passed out in this mother. My AC tripping. Got the man coming. Fix that thing tomorrow, man. And I'm sitting here in front of these lights with a damn hat on. Cause y'all see my head. Y'all have been on here enough. What up, family? What y'all up to, man? Friday night. Man, what y'all on this evening, man? We got a bye week. It's bye week, man. We chilling. Said, what's good, bro? What it do, baby? Man, it's just good energy, man. We 4-0. Man, Coach Prime and the fellas, they put in some good work this week. They taking the rest of the week off, and they'll probably be back on Sunday. Man, much needed time off. Well deserved, well earned. And look, we got homecoming coming up next weekend, y'all. You know what, bro? I did not get that number 2 barbecue sauce, but I almost did because it was in the bookstore when I went home for the Grambling game. I was in the bookstore and I saw it and I said, "Wow, man, he got a number 2 sauce." So it's pretty cool to see it being advertised. I got to try that thing. He says it's a little sweet with a little tang, with a little spice to it. So sweet and spicy. I can dig that. Y'all know we love our barbecue, man. NATO, what's good, baby? Jay Boone in Wyoming. Whoa, man. Road warrior right there, brother. Let's see. Feel strange, no ass beating to give out. Hey, we gonna watch them beat up on each other. Hey, look, y'all ain't got no excuse. Y'all should get a win this weekend. Somebody ought to win. They ain't got Jack State playing, so y'all can stick your chest out and go play whoever you're playing. I think it sucks, man. I was looking at the ESPN schedule, and the ESPN schedule only showed, man, there's one game going to be on ESPN Plus tomorrow. That's Southern versus UAPB. So I'm going to be all in, uninterrupted. Campbell versus North Carolina Central. Definitely going to be scouting that game. Probably not going to do I'm probably not going to do a live on that. I don't know. I think I just want to watch that game. But then again, you know me, man. I say that, then I may get up in the morning and feel like, you know what? Let's do it. You never can tell. I'm telling y'all right now, there's a 0% chance that I'm going to Jacksonville. There you go. You look good right now, bro. You ain't got no background, but you
phone, bro. Someone on my computer.
You want to flip it? Turn it sideways with the long? Nah. There you go. Long way. It's all good, man. You ain't got that elaborate background. You like me now. I've been on the mobile device since injunction of this mug. I still ain't said feel strange, no ass beating to give out this weekend. But no, man, it's all good. A lot going on. Still, hey man, still the SWAC chatter still going on. I think Alabama State is sold out, man. Y'all know how we do when we travel, man. We come deep. We take over some shit. We trying to take over, man. South Carolina State quarterback didn't look good last night. Listen, South Carolina State quarterback ain't never looked good except for one quarter when he played in the Celebration Bowl. It's like he got a super ultra boost of ratings and kicked out behinds, and he has proceeded to suck every other quarter that he played. And I mean that literally. But no, they did not look good at all. Matter of fact, I was watching that game last night, and he had a couple of wide receivers wide open, and he was throwing the ball behind them and all that good stuff. But yeah. Because I know somebody said, well, they beat you. Yeah, he had a really good half against Jackson State, and it was more than enough to beat us. Shaq Davis, the real deal, though. What up, B Fresh? What up, baby? What's going on, man? Headed to Bama State, can't wait. Toya, gotta come speak to us if you see us, man. I'm gonna be at the alumni tailgate. I said, hey, Zoe, I saw that the Alumni Association put out the tailgate info. I'm in that thing. I'm gonna pay 20, 25, don't matter. We in there. In that thing.
Man, look. Can you hear me good?
Oh, you good. You straight. See, you like how I was when I had that old whack-ass Wi-Fi when I had to go to the desert.
Going on, man, because
I had to go to my cell phone. Hey, when I went to my cell phone, it got a whole lot better.
Dude, I get 300 meg wireless, so I don't know what's going on with my camera.
Bro, I got a whole Wi-Fi joint in my room now, bro. So I'm good on that. Sending prayers to those in Florida dealing with the aftermath of Ian Hurricane. Absolutely. Prayers go out to all of those, and hopefully nobody was affected too bad. I know it tore up some cities, man. So it's gonna be some. I know how it is in the path of a hurricane, bro. It always takes some time to get recovered, and Mother Nature's undefeated, man. So that always take cover. Yeah, the tickets, if they still have some, $80 and up. Hey, it is what it is. They ought to cash in. They're gonna get their ass whooping for it, but you might well go and get you a payday. What they say, this a money game, right? When we talk about the money game.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get your butt whooped, you might as well get paid, right?
Yeah, Coach Green. Well, I've been playing basketball this year too.
My question was, why I've been playing basketball this season. I honestly don't know if Wyman's going to play basketball this season. I say that not because he wasn't going to be on the team. I said I don't know if he's going to be playing because that's going to come down to Malachi. If Malachi wants to play basketball, Malachi going to play basketball. So we just need Malachi to get out of Malachi's own way, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Facts.
Simply beautiful. Did you check with ASU? Yeah. Celebration Bowl tickets on sale. Hey, I already got my Celebration Bowl tickets today. Club level, VIP status, front row. Hey, you know how I do, dog. You know, I'm on the front. I don't want nobody in front of me. I don't want nobody. I'm talking about the $210 tickets. That's what we do, man. It's all good. It ain't no big deal. I got them already.
Sideline, more ways than one, though.
But you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, bought the ticket, but I'm probably gonna wind up selling them because I'm gonna be on the sideline with the football team. That's the goal now. We're trying to elevate, man. We're trying to get to the next level, doc. Which I do plan on being on the sideline for the Alabama State game. So I'm gonna be talking some smack from the sidelines, man. I'm looking forward to that. I definitely want to experience the whole atmosphere. So pumped up about that game, man.
Oh, for sure, because when I get to Atlanta, I'm gonna be looking for Miak Mike. So
Miak Mike. Hey, Otto, it's a sellout. You know, we travel, man. We take over shit, bro, when we go to games, man. In case you didn't know, that's what we do, man. We show up deep. That's how we get down, man. So we're gonna definitely be in the building. If they run out of visitor seat tickets, we're gonna buy their tickets. Let me get a lanyard. I got my
man. The way we whooping everybody right now, we ain't even buy the ticket. We just gonna snatch their ticket from them.
Yes, indeed, man. Oh my goodness, man. So yeah, so one of the things I had on my mind today, bro, was this Campbell, North Carolina Central game. I think this is an important game for two reasons. We touched on it a little bit, but for one, it's like it could go either way. So if Campbell wins this game, I think that the pendulum swings to they're gonna beat Jackson State for homecoming. If they lose this game, then we get North Carolina Central being a juggernaut out of the East, and everybody's gonna pretty much expect them to come out of MEAC. I mean, from a Celebration Bowl standpoint. So,
hey man, believe it or not, Campbell is 1-2 on the season right now, and let me tell you, this is a big game for them because they're 1-0 at home, 0-2 on the road, 1-2 overall, and right now this is the last non-conference game for them. I'm looking at the conference standing, and if they win this game, they're 2-2. Heading into conference play. And remember, Campbell was picked to finish second in their conference, and you had North Carolina A&T was picked to finish first.
Right.
So this is a big stepping stone for Campbell. They win this game, they could pretty much ride off into what we're saying. I appreciate that, B. And I'm gonna drink some of that tonight. Not right now, but we're gonna get into that tonight too. Because one thing I don't talk on emotion. I deal with facts.
Oh yeah, so we talked early today. I definitely want you to definitely talk. We see, because I wasn't privy to that, but I definitely want you to touch on what we talked about, and so that way the listeners can get a little bit of that, because I was enjoying what you were saying. And one thing I'm gonna advise everybody, and I'm gonna toot your horn a little bit, bro, is if we talking numbers, you talking history, Zoe might not be the person you want to go back and forth with. Hell, I ain't even that stupid. Usually, if I need something to verify, I'll run to him. If he walk in Google, I call him Zoe Google over here, man. But he can definitely do it. Y'all gotta forgive me. I got some just got finna eat some sushi, so I got a little something on my toothbrush.
Oh, Konnichiwa then.
Huh?
Konnichiwa then. I know it's Korean.
Konnichiwa. But yeah, man. So what I was saying was, if Campbell loses tomorrow, then I'm pushing for North Carolina Central to run the table. The only game that'll be a question mark would be Tennessee Tech at the end of the season. I know some people are gonna say South Carolina State. I don't think South Carolina State got a chance at beating North Carolina Central this year. I just think they lost a lot. Now their defense is okay. Defense line pretty solid. Shaq Davis is the real deal. Shaq Davis is an NFL wide receiver, and he's just a junior. So kid is special, man. So he's definitely a weapon. Had 3 tugs against us, and made our defensive backs look very pedestrian. So in the celebration bowl. So
I just pulled up. Tennessee Tech right now is sitting at 1-2 overall, pretty much like Campbell. 0-1 on the road, 1-1 at home.
So, I mean, that's the thing. I'm pushing for, the reason why I'm saying that is because you know how I am, bro. I feel like our stuff is always better. We talk about these FCS teams, not to knock them, but I just think when you take FCS football, you add HBCU element, you add the culture, you add the band. Blue is here. I was hoping Blue popped up in the chat somewhere. Tennessee Tech, that's what I said, Blue, you can let me know what your thoughts are on this. I felt like if North Carolina Central wins tomorrow, they should win out. I'm hoping that they 11-0 at the end of the season, man. And imagine there being a 12-0 Jackson State SWAC champion versus an 11-0 North Carolina Central Celebration Bowl. I think we get 60,000 plus in the Mercedes-Benz stadium for the Celebration Bowl. Pending that we win it all, we have the expectation to win it. It'd be a failed, disappointing season if we don't get to the Celebration Bowl and redeem ourselves. But that's my take on it. But we're going to find out tomorrow. But I do think Campbell, they lost to 2 really good teams. They lost to William & Mary, that's very good, top-ranked team. I know they only got 1 loss, and they lost to East Carolina, who plays some really good football. So we're going to find out tomorrow. Regardless, they are more talented Campbell. That's a good point, Blue. But I said I kind of pinned that one because I didn't really know much about Tennessee Tech. I just like, we'll see. But I'm rooting for them. Definitely rooting for North Carolina Central. I know Josh, man. Hey, that's one of them games we got to circle. I don't know what our schedule going to look like. Me and Zoe said this on the last live. Next year, 2023, Jack State bye week. We're gonna be in a way. We're gonna take a road trip. We're gonna go to one of these MEAC games. Hope we're gonna go MEAC. We're gonna do SWAC. We're gonna do MEAC. We done some SWAC games.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
we're waiting to see when the schedule come out, but we'll pretty much go over all that. Once we get up the Legacy Bowl in the spring, because around that time schedules should be getting ready to come out. Most schedules come out, well, probably right after the Legacy Bowl, and we can kind of put some things together and see. And we're going to definitely on that bye week, man, try to hit up the best MEAC game we could find. Road trip.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And go live.
Bernard Green, what's up, baby? Hey, by that time, man, we've been done blew this thing all the way. I've listened to your show about the Jackson 4. I wish they would have made that move anyway. Man, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's jump into that. I wish Shaq was on here. So Otto, let me give you a little bit of backstory on that real quick. Before we get into that, you got anything you want to go into? So we're gonna touch that because that's.
I'm gonna jump into that, man, because the average casual fan really don't know, or really don't even know that.
That's true. So I'll let you kick it off, because one point that you made on that show. So y'all got to go back. This was before we made it to YouTube. We was on Spotify. And I posted it on this page. So the link to all of those shows are on that actual video. So if you subscribe to the channel, go scroll back a couple videos. You're gonna see the article when we talked about the Jackson 4. Now, when we say Jackson 4, the reason why it's called the Jackson 4 is because the 4 blue blood HBCU ADs met at our Jackson State AAC to discuss. They made a threat. They said, so here's what was going on. The NCAA, or should I say Division 1A, the big boys, FBS boys, was trying to have full autonomy. So what they were trying to do was reduce our scholarship count. Y'all know we got 63 scholarships.
Same thing they're doing now, King. Make sure you say that. They pretty much were doing the same thing they're trying to do now.
Literally the same
have
thing.
Autonomy.
My man asked me, could I purchase a ticket at the Raiders Stadium? Man, I ain't on no Raiders game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. Damn, he just made me lose my. Okay, so yeah, so the Jackson 4, you had Marino Cassim. Of course, you had our W.C. Gordon, who was the AD at the time. Marino Cassim, AD Alcorn. Was it? No. Was Cassim Alcorn?
Yeah. No, Cassim was a Southern.
He was a Southern. Yep. Then there was Walter Reed and Hobby. Yep, Reed and Hobby. Reed from Grambling and Hobby from FAMU. Or was it? It could have been the other way around, whichever one. But anyway, the threat was this: if y'all try to reduce so they were trying to reduce our scholarship count down to 45 to 55. So actually, it was 45. So. They basically got together and said, if you guys try to reduce our scholarship count, we're gonna go FBS and we're gonna go and get the full allotment of 85. And I'm like, Otto, I really do wish that they would have. So what they did is pose a bunch of questions. One of the questions were, can we sustain 85 scholarships? And this is something that I learned when doing this show. That at one time in the 90s,
the year before.
What year was that?
7.
Huh?
1977.
Okay, so the year before. Oh, that's what it was. I said it wrong. I thought it was in the 90s. I actually said the 90s, but it was 77 that we had up to 95 players on scholarship. Good correction. But go ahead. I'll let you jump in there for that. Go ahead.
So no, remember what it was. The issue happened in 1993 or 94 when this resolution was trying to be passed.
Correct.
But Coach Gordon made the question because the question was posed: Could Jackson State? They were using Jackson State as an example. They were saying, "Hey, can Jackson State afford or even handle, going to 85 or be able to fund 85 scholarships?" And Coach Gordon stated, and I quote, "Well, of course we can do it because the year prior to us actually going down to 1AA, we offered 95 scholarships." Because remember, when they created the whole stipulation of 1AA, the sub-genre, because we're 1A in all sports, they created 1AA as a sub league, what have you, to differentiate the haves and the have-nots. That's what it is. I don't even think most people even realize why 1AA was even created, because we were D1. It was just Division 1, Division 2, and Division 3. They created 1AA to separate because they were pretty much trying to have autonomy, which is the same thing that they're doing in present day 2022.
That's facts.
And so, and even then, you had popular names in the FBS who were in 1AA that never foresaw, because at that time, Boise State was 1AA. You know, Marshall, you have all these teams who they never foresaw making a move to where they are now. And so the thing is, at that time, they were, you know, separated the scholarship limit, but they were threatening to minimize the scholarship even more and raise the scholarship limit for the Division I schools. They were trying to lower the 1AA. So the Jackson 4, and we call it Jackson 4 because they met in Jackson, which ironically is a centralized location for Southern, Grambling, Jackson State, and FAMU. And so they met in Jackson. They met several times. And when they met, they came to the conclusion that, hey, and it makes sense. The only real thing that we have an issue is how much of a threat was it? But it goes to show you the caveat that they could have easily just said, I mean, we can do what we want to do because your only threat is what? You're going to move up to 1A? How is that a threat to us? We make the rules. We can pretty much do what we want to do anyway. But it goes to show you that HBCUs they were a threat because they figured, hey, we'll rather give you not cut the scholarships to keep you where you are, because the only threat they had was they want to move up to FBS. I mean, well, to Division I out of 1AA. So just imagine at that time if those 4 schools would have moved up. Now, granted, some of you may say, well, what conference would they go to? Well, they could have easily at that time just got, believe it or not, 2 other schools. And I can't remember who it was that quoted Ken. I believe it was somebody from the MEAC, and they said if those 4 schools move up, they have to Ken, get Tennessee State, North Carolina A&T, and South Carolina State. Well, guess what? 4 and 3 make 7. You can start a conference with 7 teams.
Right.
Because at that time, at one point in time, those conferences were small. And just imagine had that happened then, you would have had an HBCU FBS conference, and it would have been thriving. So guess what? Those NCAA legislators and coaches and ADs voted, man, we are not going to allow them to move up. So we're not going to cut their scholarships. And that's the only reason why those schools stayed where we are now.
But I think though, when we go back and think about that show though, and we'll definitely we may run that back. We got a part 3 where we actually we paused on it, but we wanted to kind of let it grow some legs and really let it organically come back up. But I think we want to expand on the conversation. Now that we're on YouTube, we're going to probably bring in some more I would say, you know, some more, what's the word I'm looking for? People, for lack of better terms, that can actually give a little bit more meat and potatoes to the conversation itself. And I think it'll really because this is the thing, when you don't, what's the saying, bro? When you don't know your history, you're bound to what? Repeat it, right? Yep. So the thing is that I think it's an indictment also. When you go back and look at the history, you scratch your head and say, well, why didn't we? And we already had 95 players on scholarships. That means that we were basically doing it already. Why would we not just push the envelope? And I think we just kind of took what the NCAA did and just kind of rolled with it, no questions asked. And then think about it like this, Zoe. 2 decades pass by, and here's what happens. When the new blood shows up, it's like they're not aware of what actually took place before them. So it's kind of like you walk in the room and what's existing is what's already happening. So you just kind of roll with that. So every time we talk about going FBS, they have this resistant energy because we think that it never transpired. That's why we wanted to bring that show up, because we were trying to get people to see that if you really knew the history of this thing, you realize that we were a whole lot closer, and we really should have been FBS right now. We know FAMU tried to do it and they went independent. I think you talked about that, and that's a budget killer right there, trying to go independent, because I saw somebody in the chat in the comments was like, well, why don't y'all just go independent? I said, well, no, you need a conference because you need a conference to support. And you go back to what Coach Prime said.
Exactly. It's more costly. It's more expensive as an independent.
Yeah, you need conference affiliation.
You're bleeding money.
Because you need the money so you don't go bottom side up. We already got things against us from a legislative statewide standpoint, historically underfunded. You know, he talks about us not giving back. I had somebody actually tell me, thanks to this show, thanks to us going live, saying, hey, man, I appreciate you and Zoe because the way you guys are making a concerted effort to put more, you know, to go to games and be more active, it's motivated me to do more. And I'm like, really, this is a continual energy from Coach Prime that has challenged us. And was like, we gotta unpark our cars. Our cars been parked, and it made us have to get off our behinds, man, and just go and really just try to do more. And in our doing more, we tend to look back at things and see, man, I think the sky's the limit. But like he said, we're not ready right now, but we're getting ready. You know what I'm saying? If he stays, you know, as long as we hope he would stay, then we can probably see that become a reality, man. So it's so much, man. I'm telling y'all, it's deep, man. It's a deep, deep conversation in regards to that, but it's definitely doable.
Here's the irony, though. The fact that present day, you know, let's just go back to when Coach Prime mentioned and they talk about, you know, when people say we're tired of talking about an HBCU FBS conference, right? And they tell you, again, how we always say, people tell you what you can't do. But if you only knew that we actually seriously had the thought, ADs came together and they were actually going to move. The only reason why they didn't move, it had nothing to do with finances, had nothing to do with them being in agreement. It came down to we gave a threat for a demand to be met, and that demand was met. Had it not been met, we would very well be doing the same thing that you say that we can't do.
But you know what's so important about this whole conversation, Zone? It just hit me. Because Shaq always says this. I don't know if he's available to speak on it. Shaq really was a pioneer in this conversation. And shout out to Aaron for actually sending us the article. We were supposed to have him on the show, but we weren't able to line up the schedules. So you know the thing that was more prevalent during that time? Unity, brother. It was unity. You had the ADs coming together. And that's what Coach Prime talked about to this day. What Shaq always say? Our wealth is in our unity. We're talking about doing it as a unified front, saying, look, if y'all do this to us, then this is what we're gonna do. And I love that. So I'm like, Otto, Coach, I actually wish that they would have done it because our reality would be totally different right now. Go back and think about it. I mean, in the 90s, man, I was a young kid going into my teenage years. So the reality of what we see now would be totally different had they went ahead and went that route. But it just goes to show that it can be done. But I think the thing that transpired that we have to talk about is this mindset of just saying, okay, all right, since you're not going to really mess with things the way that they are, we'll back off and we'll stay at bay.
Well, that's another reason too, Ken, why, you know, we're in agreement when we say, you know what, HBCUs are a threat. And there's a huge segment to say, oh, there's no way in hell HBCUs are a threat. And we are. We actually are, if we handle our business and get our stuff together.
Gotta get our business right.
Because again, there's tangible evidence there. And again, like I stated, had those demands been met or had not been met, we would very well be an FBS conference right now. I can tell you, and this is not Zoe's opinion or anything of that nature. It's fact. There would be an HBCU FBS conference if those demands had been met. And it's right there in print for you. There's proof and there's evidence for it. This is not my opinion. This is not something that I wanted or didn't want, but it's tangible evidence there.
Just like,
but I'm gonna say this: a good portion of why people don't say something, though, Ken.
Go ahead.
A good portion of why people don't say something, though, bro, is for what I say every time, because we devalue our product. We devalue everything that we have. We devalue what's ours.
Say it how you say it on the phone, dog. No. Say it how you say it. Say it how you say it on the phone, bro. Don't say we devalue. Say black folks devalue black things.
For sure.
You gotta say it that way.
Oh, for sure.
Because that's the fact. We don't like the truth though. But at the end of the day, what we say, 9 times out of 10, if something negative happened to me from somebody, it's probably gonna happen from somebody that look like me. I know we don't want to hear it. I know we don't want to hear that. We always want to say that somebody else is our problem. Usually it's us. Usually. But that's another story for another day. I don't want to get on my soapbox. That's too early for that. But anyway, let me hold on. What were we gonna say? So speaking of this comment right here though, man, who was on the campus yesterday, bro? I thought this was powerful. Say a name for me.
Shirley Ralph.
So Shirley Ralph, right?
Mm-hmm.
What she said, man, I wish I had the video. It was so powerful because she was very endearing to Coach Prime and talked about how important it is for him to be doing what he's doing. That's the type of stuff, man, that we need Coach Prime to hear. And hopefully he can, because this is what people say. They always talk about the staff, but I would just say, I don't think that his staff is off limits to taking other roles. You know what I'm saying? I know they might want to stay together, but if he stays, that's not to say that if they're having a lot of success, that some of his staff members can't go on to greener pastures and stuff like that. And we can definitely shoot our best shot to try to keep him in place. But I do feel like with this comment right here, like she said, and this is why people on the outside don't want Coach Prime to stay at Jack State. He's starting something that they don't want. And that's been the biggest thing. Unity has always been the thing that has overcome. And when you go to look at any progressive movement that has transpired in African-American history, because when we talk about HBCUs, then it's in the name, it always happened with unity. Can't get around it. You can't get around it. So a lot of the things that have permeated our community has started from a divisive standpoint. And we always talk about how the devil come to divide and conquer and do all these other things, but you can't do nothing when you scattered abroad, man. You reign. hey, I sent out a smoke signal, dog. There you go. Hey, bro, we need you on this thing. Check. I don't know if you free, but I'm gonna drop this link just for you, brother. And we ain't gonna bring nobody else on just yet. But if you free, I don't know if you free, but boy, oh boy, it was us three that had this conversation on the podcast. Actually, the first two, and so many episodes that go with that. Coach Otto, you got to catch that Paradigm Prime episode because we talked about the poaching of the players, and it kind of led to this evolution. We was walking it down all the way down through the annals of history, and how we got to where we are, and why it's actually not. It's actually. I don't want to say reckless, bro, but it's just, I would say it's lazy to just poo-poo the idea of HBCUs moving up to FBS. There's a lot of work that's got to be done, and I know Blue's on here. Blue, they did a show on his platform that really talked about the in-depth things that need to transpire in order for HBCUs to move up. Coach Prime just in the interview touched on some things that also needed to be done. So I actually got that clip. I'm gonna add that to the clip here in just a second.
One second.
We're gonna play it. Go ahead, bro. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna do something because I got the clip, and we'll play it, and we'll play what Coach Prime had to say. But you go ahead. Take it. I got the clip on my phone right now.
Hold on 1 second, dog. Trying to do something.
Oh, BA. Boom shot the locker. What's up, baby?
I'm good, man. I'm driving at the moment, headed to the SIP.
Hey, you good. All you got to do is talk. Hey,
disconnected.
You
I
know what we
apologize,
owe
man.
right now, baby. You know what we owe.
No doubt. But man,
Hey, you sound like Computer Love right now, though. You sound like Computer Love.
Never mind, ain't gonna work.
But no, we talking about the show we did, bro. The Jackson 4. The Jackson 4. You want to throw anything in on that? Signal bad, bro. If you're talking, we can't hear you. Hey, go out and come back in, bro. I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna go ahead and kick you from the studio so you can come back in. hey, you know I love my brother, man, but hey, I can't. Yeah. But listen, y'all. 1 minute and 25 seconds. I'm gonna play this clip, and I want y'all to. This is. Check this out. Check this out. We're gonna play this portion of the clip because he's speaking to exactly what we're talking about.
At HBCUs, they only hear about success stories. They never get to see them live and in person.
So speaking of the HBCUs, you said something earlier. You said that HBCUs aren't ready yet for that. And we see, of course, what you're doing, Jackson State. Howard, I think they just got a Jordan.
Yep, Jordan Brand. Yep.
So, but how do they get? Because like you said, the budget is always going to be in the favor of the power schools. Whereas Texas, they have their own network.
But did you guys say why? Somebody sooner or later got to say why.
So how do we change it? How do we get the HBCUs ready?
First of all, we got to get our business straight. We got to get the business straight. When I say the business straight, I could start from ticket sales all the way to concessions, to apparel, to understanding TV rights. And I could keep going down the list that you got to get this stuff together before you think God is going to bless you. God don't bless nothing that's raggedy, because that's going to be self-destruction. Only way God is going to bless you is you ready for the blessing. He's not going to put something on you that you can't carry, you can't handle. And we're just now getting to the point that we could handle the blessings that he has for us. When I first got here, no, we couldn't. And I'm not just saying it just because of me, but no, we couldn't, because we were raggedy. And it was no structure, no order. I mean,
and Coach called us raggedy. He said we was raggedy. And he's not lying. Some stuff we still raggedy on. I know we love D.I. love all day long. You echoing, bro. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, but I love one of the things. This is what I'll touch on, a couple of things, and then I'll let you jump in there. He talked about understanding TV rights. I like the way he said it. It's his word usage on that, because that's you've seen a lot of I would just say a lot of media and HBCU platforms, personalities that have been saying the same thing. So it's no different than what they've said. It's not that all of a sudden we hear it because Coach Prime is saying it. They've been saying that we weren't ready. They've been saying it, but I think sometimes it's hard to listen things from certain people because it's always coming from such a disdainful position and a disposition. And what we talked about last time, we can talk about. That's why I appreciate the Dr. Cabills, those that really give you true factual information, data, the whys, and not so much as the BJ Jones of the world. You know, those that are that's in the know on some of these things. But he talked about we got to get our business in order, man. I mean, we can want to do it, but we weren't ready. We're still not ready in certain regards. And one of those elements is it's going to come down to, we talked about alumni giving. Because when you talk about the big boys, they give back. Now, I know we can have a whole conversation on socioeconomic gap, salary-wise or whatever the case may be. But let's be real. There's a lot of HBCUs graduates that are doing well. But it's not to say that they don't get back, but I'm just saying, when we think about what's in place at some of these other schools and how they're able to get some of the things that they want, we got to be able to match that same energy and get into a mindset that we got to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for us. You know what I mean? And we got to push the envelope from the states to make sure they're doing right by us. And
let me add to this point too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a socioeconomic gap between the haves and the have-nots, especially when you talk about upper echelon colleges and HBCUs. Yeah. But to prove a point, you got a lot of Group of 5 schools. There's a gap with them too. So much so the gap, you got former athletes out here robbing poor people to build facilities at these group of 5 schools, i.e. Brett Favre. So that just shows you how much of a gap it is when you got millionaires stealing from poor people just to help out certain schools, because he has to do that because they don't have the money in regards to like a Mississippi State and the Southern Miss.
Yeah.
They have well off alums, and yeah, they're probably doing a little bit better financially than JSU, but you can see the gap because no one in Mississippi State or Ole Miss has to take those means to do what a Brett Favre is doing for Southern Miss. So again, it just kind of shows you how that gap is there.
It is there.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, man, it's a lot, man. So many ways you can go into it, but when it comes down to, we did this too. We talked about how much more really is it? You know, how much is 22 scholarships? Here comes Shaq. He's back now. Hold on. Definitely want to get Shaq in this thing. Let me unmute you, bro. What's up, bro? You back, man? You good?
No.
Hello?
I told you. You got to pull over at a rest stop, dog.
What's good, gentlemen?
There you go. I can hear you loud and clear now, bro.
Hey, can you guys hear me better now?
I hear you much better.
All right, good. Good.
You pulled over, man?
Look, my apologies earlier, man. I was going through a bad area in Alabama, man, and I got disconnected. So apologies to all the listeners and to you guys.
Oh, you good, man? You was on the show, so definitely wanted to get your take. Matter of fact, you was a pioneer and instrumental in this whole thought process, and we, you know how we get down on the show, but I just kind of want to get your thoughts. We revisited it, and we was talking about the Jackson 4, but wherever you want to take it, bro, you got the mic.
Well, man, look, you guys covered a lot of it, man. And Zoe kind of mentioned, you know, his big talking point that he says all the time is that Black people always devalue Black things, and he's 100% correct. But during that era, there was a lot of pursuit toward the how should I put it, the decentralization of Black unity. So I mean, you can go back and read the history books from everything from COINTELPRO to everything that you can name, but there was a deliberate effort to disengage the unity between African Americans in various large communities, and that kind of there was a additional, I guess, drip down effort that cascaded down to all of the other intangibles that we see in terms of systemic building and infrastructures across the United States. So schools, production companies, manufacturing, jobs, I mean, everything that you can name. But we're not trying to be here to make excuses for it. I mean, it is what it is. That's the history. The point is that we're trying to do right now is do something different. So our people now, as Zoe and you have mentioned, is every time that we get into a point where we should have a united mindset and united front, we get so divisive. And then the first thing that you hear people say is that, well, Black people are not a monolith type. Well, at some point, we're going to have to become monolithic with our mindset and how we move strategically, whether or not we're going to do it in a unified effort or whether or not we're going to continue to do it in pieces and be divisive, which has created the conundrum that we have right now in our communities and in our society, is that we move individually and then we become crabs in a barrel when somebody is doing something that we don't feel comfortable with or we don't think is going to be advantageous. So we dissect it and we become negative and we target it. And at the end of the day, nothing gets done. I mean, you see it right now, what's going on with Prime. Prime is a candidate number one for evoking change across the board in everything that we're doing. And now you're starting to see people raise their ugly heads and try to be divisive in everything that we're trying to do, not fully understanding that what he's attempting to do holistically is going to benefit everybody.
Facts.
Everybody gains from this. It is not just a racial thing. Everybody benefits from HBCU football increasing its exposure and diversity and becoming what we were destined to be, which is basically the pioneers for all of this. We forget that HBCU football built the NFL. If it wasn't for us, it really wouldn't be a true NFL right now. So I want people to go back, read your history books, folks, as Ken mentioned. Go back and look at what happened to get for FBS to get to this point. In any type of capitalistic system, you always have to have some haves and some have-nots. Unfortunately, we were on the bottom end of that stick, the have-nots, and the have-nots eventually contributed to the haves. That's why you got an FBS system and an FCS system. Simple as that. All right, I'm off my soapbox.
Hey, dog, that was powerful, man. I ain't even. You want to go behind that, Zoe?
Nah, man. I just, I think in the big context, I just say all the time, I think in the big context, people really don't know what we sit on. Like right now, if I were to ask anybody, hey, who do you think send more players to the NFL present day right now, 2022, Georgia or Grambling? The masses will say Georgia. No. Grambling sent more players to the NFL than Georgia has.
Yep. I mean, it's the thing about it. I mean,
that's a fact. Hold on. Eddie Robinson alone has sent over 220 players to the NFL. That's a fact.
But again,
hold on. But when I say that number, the first thing somebody would say, they'll minimize it and say, oh, well, that was way back when. Doesn't matter when it was. The number still stands. It's a total. It's a total. Present day right now. If I told you Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Georgia, LSU, Grambling sent more players in the NFL than all those. It's a fact. Right now. Now you might say, well, damn, Grambling haven't had a player drafted in a few years. It's a fact. They haven't. But the numbers don't stop. Just like when I tell you, of all the FCS programs, you know who had the most, you know what school had the most players drafted out of a single draft? Take a guess. Jackson State. Jackson State. Had 11 players drafted out of one draft. You know which FCS school had the most Hall of Famers on one team in college? Jackson State. We had 3 NFL Hall of Famers on one college team. There's not too many FBS schools that could say that. It's a fact. You can check Google.
Let me throw this in there because B just made a good point. So how we got, so y'all got to keep this in mind. What we're talking about now is actually a part 2. The part 1 on the show discussed how we got to that point. And it started with, that's why I said Paradigm Prime show. We talked about how Coach Prime coming to HBCUs was a paradigm shift, and how even prior to him coming in, I think it started with, the conversation started around what, McCool Maker signing with Howard, and the idea of 5-star big-time talent returning back to HBCUs. And then we get Coach Prime, and now it becomes a fast reality. Then you got the Travis Hunter situation, signing with Jackson State, so forth, so on. But how we got there, Tennessee State still has the record for the most players. Not true.
No, Tennessee State had, no, hold on. Tennessee State, yes, had the most players drafted. But I think they got Grambling by about 6 or 7 players. But Grambling has sent the most players to the NFL, and it ain't even close. Might want to do your research.
Yeah, no, but the point that what we were saying was this. So when you go into the annals of history, you're going to realize that back in the day, the reason why we had all the greats at HBCUs is because they couldn't play nowhere else. So the paradigm shift back then, you juxtapose, what was it, September of 1971?
What?
what year? What date was that? September. Sam Bam Cunningham playing Alabama.
1971.
1971, September, right?
Mm-hmm. Sam Cunningham, who just so happened to be Randall Cunningham's older brother.
That we didn't even discuss that on the show. It's crazy, bro. It's always something. But no, the point was, we know the history of this. And it's always when you go through the history of it, because this is Zoe's point, we devalue our stuff. And that started when, as long as it wasn't an option, we loved our stuff because that was all we had. We valued it. We patronized it. But the day that our players and our best and biggest and brightest and they poached all of our players to the detriment of us. It weakened us all at the same time while simultaneously strengthening them. And then at that point, we no longer loved our institutions at the level in which we did. So it progressed from 76 all the way up until to today. But go ahead.
And I have to give this most famous quote. Y'all may have heard it before, but it's a real quote. Bear Bryant did more for race relations in this country than Martin Luther King.
Sam Bam
That's a real quote. Because,
said Sam Bam Cunningham did.
Well, they said Bear Bryant because Bear Bryant's the one who set the game up. That's the quote. That's the quote. Bear Bryant did more for race relations than Martin Luther King. That's a real quote.
So it was a strategy. It was a hell of a strategy. We talk about Bear Bryant. I mean, Nick Saban is a GOAT now, but Bear Bryant, basically what he did was he basically knew that, I mean, you got to keep in mind, man, this is in the 70s, man. This is Governor Wallace country. Y'all know Jim Crow. It wasn't going down. It wasn't no players playing in no SEC. Matter of fact, when you go back to that game, this is another historical factor when you talk about the history of that game. Do you know that the African-American players weren't allowed to, that no, I don't think even black folks were even allowed to come to that game.
They weren't. Remember, Sam Bam Cunningham said it. Remember, they rolled through the black part of town, and everybody was outside waving, and they were actually still cheer for Alabama, but they weren't even allowed in the stadium.
Yep, that's facts. They had to sit on the outside.
But here's the thing. But again, some people may disagree with it, but the fact that Bear Bryant had the foresight, because again, he was like, "Hey, the talent is there. It's undeniable." So the fact that he say what you want, but the fact that he had the foresight and the fortitude to sit there and say, "This is where it's at. I got to go get him."
He said that. He said, "Look, if we're gonna keep up, we're gonna have to bring in some African American athletes." And that was the thing that, and shortly after that game was played, now USC beat them up. They beat Alabama.
Beat the brakes off of.
Beat the brakes off of them now. And I can tell you like this right here. It was shortly after that game where the first African American players. The next season, 72. Yeah.
But hold, let me say this. Even the next season, Alabama got their first African American player. There was already African American players in the SEC, but the first African American player was at Kentucky.
Correct. And think about this, y'all. So you're talking about 72. That year that Zoe was talking about with 3 Hall of Famers, that's 74, I want to say. That's 74.
1974.
So you got Jackie Slater, you got Dr. Doom, Robert Brazile, and you got Walter Payton all on the same team at Jackson State University. Think about that for a second. That just tells you the kind of talent that the juggernauts that you had playing. So if that was a star system, you got 3 5-stars on the roster at Jackson State. Maybe a 4-star. Maybe a 4-star.
But watch
Dr.
this.
Doom was a walk-on, wasn't he?
He was a walk-on.
Yep.
Him and Ricky Young. Hold on. So Ricky Young, who happens to be Robert Brazile's best friend, we actually talked to him at the game, the Grambling game. But Ricky Young and Jackson State actually recruited Ricky Young. They weren't recruiting Robert Brazile. So Robert Brazile actually came because Ricky Young, his best friend, was coming. So Ricky Young played running back. Walter Payton was on campus. So what they tell you about Ricky Young playing time, he wasn't really getting any, right? So Ricky Young still gets drafted to the San Diego Chargers, right? Ricky Young, rookie season, sets an NFL record for catches by a running back with 80, I believe it was like 82 receptions, which was an anomaly back at that particular time, and was in the running for Rookie of the Year. They ended up going to, I believe, the Minnesota Vikings, while Sammy White, who was from Grambling, was there, and he balled out and led that team in catches, not the team, but led the running back in catches his first year with Minnesota. And he played and had a damn good NFL career. He barely ever played at Jack State because he was behind Sweetness. Then behind Ricky Young, you had Wilbur Montgomery, who transferred to Abilene Christian, who ended up going to the Philadelphia Eagles and balled out.
Yep.
So just putting in context today's time, how many colleges right now, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Ohio State, how many colleges you can look and say, well, damn, they had 3 NFL Hall of Famers on one team.
Hey, it was the equivalent of Alabama with Trent Richardson, Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, and it was somebody else on their roster. Or you could say Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, and Mac Jones.
Yeah, but hold on. But out of all the names you see, how many gonna make the Hall of Fame though? Think about that. I said NFL Hall of Famers, not all pros, none of that. I said Hall of Famers on one college team.
Yeah, and that just, I mean, and that's not just because look at this, man. Coach Prime in that same interview, and he shocked me because I didn't clip any of these, but he started talking about the Hall of Famers, and he did a Hall of Fame starting lineup. Bro, he put Mel Blount out of Southern University, brother, as his top cornerback. I was like, whoa! I thought he was gonna say Darryl Green. I thought he was gonna say Champ Bailey.
Let me let y'all in a little something. Mel Blount invented bump and run. Mel Blount was the first tall cornerback in the NFL. Mel Blount was 6'2" and played cornerback and was the sole inventor of the bump and run. They got the Mel Blount rule. That's why you can't touch a receiver. Touch a receiver after 5 yards. It's the Mel Blount rule.
Hey, go ahead and rock out, man. I've been drinking all this water. I'm gonna be right back.
It's all good.
Come off.
Mel Blount changed the game. So we can go on and on when it comes to that. But Ken gone. But speaking of history, because I want to touch on something earlier. So we're talking about history. Man, look, I'm a diehard Jacksonian, but I don't let my school pride get in the way of facts. So listen to Scotty earlier, and Perry White was on, and made a comment about Jaguar Nation. And I get it, man. Y'all got school pride, but they got a good fan base. But they numbers at home don't match up to what they mouth be saying, right? So again, I don't deal with my pride. I deal with facts. So we got to talking about all this stuff about Jaguar Nation. I'm like, man, okay. So I'm like, okay. They always, move the goalpost, but they'll say, Jackson State only does the numbers that they do because of the vet. I'm like, okay, well, if your fan base is so much better than ours, I can go on record to tell you that if Jackson State had a 28,000 seat stadium, if the state said they're going to build that, our fans would be pissed because we already know 28,000 is too small for us, but it's just right for y'all. But at the same token, too, if y'all what y'all say y'all is, because we take 30,000 on the road, 35,000. We take over stadiums, all this yada yada yada. Jack State don't travel. So I'm saying, okay, then I tell you what, if y'all what y'all say y'all is, how come y'all ain't never ever in your history averaged 22,000 fans in a season? Because Southern added on to that stadium. I might have the year wrong, but it was somewhere this decade. I'm saying I'm gonna go probably say 2010, right? Because before then, the stadium here hold 25,000. Okay, 25,000 was more for hold until they put the end zone little section in. Now it's 28,500. Hold on, because I'm on my soapbox. So the stadium got the 28,500. So I know if Jackson State had a 28,500 stadium, we're gonna be like the Nebraska of FCS. It's gonna be a sellout every game. We just played Valley Dog, a team that ain't got no wins, and we had the highest attended game that weekend. It was 28,000. Matter of fact, the game we had against Valley, it's a sellout at Mumford. See what I'm saying? See the point that I'm making? Okay, then. So they talk about what they do. I'm like, you take over everybody's stadium, but you don't take over Mumford. Some may make sense. So why am I gonna brag about what you do on the road, but you can't do at home? That don't impress me, dog. You're not gonna impress me about what you say you take on the road, but you can't do it at your own crib. That's just like saying, I got a house. My house is real bad. It's nice and lovely, but I'm gonna brag about what I do at your house. That don't make sense to me, dog. So again, and why you want to go here and line somebody else's pockets? Because you ain't getting no money on a road conference game. You get your money at the crib. Ain't that hustling backwards? I think so. But again, we gonna stay on subject. So I'm like, hey man, you know how many times Southern averaged over 20,000 fans a season since they did great? The Jaguar Nation. You can count on one hand how many times they've averaged over 20,000 a season. One hand.
Hey, Zoe.
Hold on. You can count on one hand how many times they did that in the season. One time. On one hand. Bruh, I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut up. 2019 changed the game for everybody. Because until any one of y'all, and I mean any one of y'all, could have a 4-8 damn season and lead the nation in attendance, holler back at me. I don't give a damn what you do. I don't care if you can care whatever you want to take to Louisiana Tech, Louisiana Monroe, or whatever you do. But until you beat them numbers that season, you can't talk to me. You can't say shit to me. And I mean it. You can't say shit to me. Have a 4-8 record. Matter of fact, if you so good, I'm gonna make a declaration to y'all. Y'all can record. I want everybody to get their phone and screen record this shit right here. It is the last day of September. It's my birthday month, so let me go out with a bang. I can tell you right now, Southern go only sell out homecoming this year. How much y'all want to bet? Record this shit. They gonna sell out homecoming. That's it. That's it. Bet me they gonna have any other sellout this season. But it's Jaguar Nation, and they deep. I want y'all to record this shit and play it at the end of the year. We're gonna deal in facts. We're gonna deal in facts. I got another bet for you. Who y'all think gonna lead attendance in the country this year? And don't say because we're winning, because we were 4-8 and led the nation with almost 35,000. We're here. Oh, they only do the numbers they got because Memorial is so much bigger than everybody else. Well, I'm glad you say that, because if you are what you say you are, you can't even use that as no leverage for yourself unless you busting at the seams at your own stadium. So, because then I can say, you know what, you're right. We can only get 30 because, y'all get 28 and y'all just can't get no more in there. But you're doing like fucking 15,000 in a 20. You barely getting halfway in your stadium. So I'm sorry, dog. If you want to sit there and brag about what you took Louisiana Tech, hey man, you can beat me like a pinata, but you ain't doing shit at the crib. It's right there in black and white. There is not a single school in this country that led the nation in attendance more than JSU. Not one. We top 2 and they number 2. It's fact. Black and white. I deal with facts, bro. I deal in facts. Also, I made a point. I'm gonna shut up, Shaq. I said, since Southern take over all these stadiums, I made the point, and I said, when it comes to just SWAC schools alone, Jackson State has the highest attended game more than any other school in this conference on the road. That's a fact. It's not a lie. We are the highest rated game. We are the highest attended game, conference game for Southern, Alcorn, Valley, Alabama State, Alabama A&M. That's 5 schools. Now we can't add FAMU and Bethune-Cookman because they just got in. But still, that's 5. That's 5. How many Southern got in conference? I got time. And they'll say, how can you pull this? They'll say, how can you pull this up? It's easy. Go pull up the top 10 attended games in every stadium. It's not hard to find. It's on Google. I deal in facts.
I love this. Look, with Zoe just gave you guys a dissertation on what it means to be the I love in terms of a true blue fan, a true blue tiger. But what Southern is doing is the equivalent of a little kid being on a school bus, getting off at a bus stop and telling everybody this is his house. And then when the bus leave, he really go to his house. That's what they doing.
They'll come back and say, oh, well, everybody knows that the Jaguar Nation. I don't know nothing. I know black and white numbers. Show me. Don't tell me, because you'll lie to me in a heartbeat. You'll lie to me. It's called a little jag lie. I don't trust no cat with spots, dog. So again, come back and show me in black and white, because I can show you in black and white. Because you ain't leading us in the tennis ever. Southern may have led the nation in tennis, I think maybe twice, no more than 3 times. And I can assure you, when they led it, we had a losing season. But I'm gonna give it to you because they done it. I'm not gonna take nothing from them. And they are a great fan base. But guess what? You can't talk to me about what you do with the Jack Nation, and you ain't even number 2. You're not even number 2. Oh, I'm not done. You're not even number 3. You're number 4. Fam, you're number 2. Alabama State, number 3. You're number 4. What are we doing here? What are we talking about?
My wife said there is no room for you on the podium.
I'm just saying, what are we talking about?
Well, I had to let him rock, because that's what he told me. We talked about it earlier. I said I'm gonna let him rock all the way uninterrupted.
I'm just saying. So what are we talking about? So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it proudly. And I got one glass on because one gonna be blue and white glass, and the other one off because I'm dealing with facts. But ain't no better fan base. Not at home. I don't give a damn what you say about the road, because I ain't worried about anybody else's pockets. I'm trying to line mine. But again, ain't no better fan base. It ain't.
So let me ask you this. What was the whole premise of that conversation?
Well, the premise was because...
How did you even get into a history lesson on SWAC attendance?
Oh, because you know how they be saying, don't come for me if I ain't sent for you. Well, somebody sent for me. I'm gonna use co-prime analogy. They called me collect, and I accepted the charge.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened.
No. I was listening to the show, and then the comment got made about Jaguar Nation, the best fan base, and that touched the nerve on me, because I'm like, we don't look up to nobody. Fan base of what? I mean, just saying Jaguar Nation is the best fan base in the SWAC, and we did it. And I'm sorry, I couldn't deal with a lot too much longer. Because again, when you're talking to a lot of people who don't know, and I'm like, dog, I know you. I know you, and I know what you do. And I used to live in BR too, y'all. Let me say this too. I used to live in Baton Rouge. I'm like, come on, dog. Go look at what's on the average right now. I even showed a thing over the 5-year period between 2014 to 2019, they were averaging 16,000 fans a game. I'm not the smartest person, y'all, but if your stadium holds 28,005 and you average 16, that's a long goddamn way from a sellout, y'all. That ain't no nation. A nation is bigger than 16,000 people. I'm just saying. I mean, look, I don't get into all that. Then it's like, if the game is the highest in the game, it's more of us there. Well, guess what? It's still the Jack State game, ain't it? So I mean, y'all came out for the Jack State game, right?
Wait a minute. They say it's more of them than it us at the game.
No, it was saying when Jackson State is the biggest attended game, conference game for Southern, right? In their history, it's the highest attended conference game they have is Jack State. Well, they'll say, it's more of us at the game than Jacksonians. I'm like, okay, well, if you want to prove that, but guess what? And it's still the Jack State game, right? That means y'all brought your asses to the Jack State game, right? Because you ain't bringing your ass to no other game because the numbers say you don't. Because you average 16,000 fans.
He didn't say home games. He said road games.
No. You're getting it wrong. I said it's road games, meaning for Jackson State. If we're in Southern, we're on the road.
Okay.
That's what I said. And again, we don't care about what you do on the road. What you do on the road don't make you no great fan base. It's what you do at the crib, dog. I mean, I'm gonna sit here and brag about taking 40,000 on the road, but I'm getting 16 at home. If y'all don't see that's hustling backwards, I don't know what to tell you. Because it's a business, right? Who pockets you lining? Somebody else, or you gonna line mine? You supposed to line your own pockets, right?
Yep.
All right then.
That's what it's supposed to be. Hey man, I ain't saying a word because I wasn't on the stream, so I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, look, I'm gonna say this.
I know when you're right.
Road or home, it don't matter. It's right there in black and white. We could put a plaque up for it. Ain't nobody doing better numbers than JSU, and it's been that way since 1978, the year I was born.
Yes, indeed.
It's been that way since 1978. So let me tell you a number that'll really shoot some things down. JSU has led the nation in attendance about 34 times. Do you know how long 1AA FC has been in existence? 44 years.
1978.
I was born in 78. That's how I know. It's been in existence for 44 years. JSU has led the nation in attendance about 34 times. I rest my case. What are we talking about here? And it's right there in black and white. I'm done.
You know what? Here's a good point for Southern since we talked about them. They nervous about the rest of their schedule. What'd you say? They got who they got? UAPB tomorrow?
They do, and I'm gonna tell you like this. They might win, but it's a must win. They better win. Cause old Dooley, he gonna take that ascot, and gonna use it as a seat cushion because that seat gonna be warm tomorrow. He lose the UAPB. That's a fact. You got 2 conference losses, and your 1 win is against an NAIA school, and they paying you $350,000. Okay, then it's a must win. And don't think UAPB don't have a chance because they got an offense that can put up points.
Yeah, we touched on that. I mean, that's the only game on ESPN Plus. Anybody know what other games are gonna be on HBCU Go tomorrow? I'm trying to watch some football, dog.
Hold on, say what now? That was the biggest game in the past 15 years of JSU. That Celebration Bowl was the highest attended Celebration Bowl since the Celebration Bowl been created.
Hold on, what they say?
For the CB, very disappointing. That was the biggest game in the past 15 years of JSU. That was the highest attended Celebration Bowl since the Celebration Bowl been created. Well, you do know that, right?
One of the things about the Celebration Bowl that people got to understand is that the time of the year that in the date that it is. I mean, a lot of people, you got to keep in mind, Celebration Bowl is literally a week before people start traveling for Christmas. So some people make the decision to not go and watch it on TV. But I will say this. You get an undefeated North Carolina Central versus the Jackson State, undefeated going into the Celebration Bowl. You might see that thing might sell out. You never can tell. So they say they got Prairie View and Grambling on the CW. Okay. I got to check that out,
watching
man.
That then. I'll be watching it then.
Yeah, that's CW, man. I ain't got it on YouTube TV, but I can't find it.
Oh, yeah. Boom, right. We heard who got the best D-line in the SWAC. Oh, okay.
I ain't heard that lately. What they saying now?
They said, oh, I can tell you what I heard now. I heard once we make a quarterback change, we going undefeated in the SWAC. Oh, okay. It ain't even worth me talking. I'm not talking noise to nobody else in the SWAC, dog. It ain't fair at this point. I mean, okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm not in a lot of SWAC groups. If it's not happening on Twitter, I don't see it. So I just I'm out of all them other groups, and I don't follow some people's on YouTube. So I don't see it, bro. I'm kind of in my own little JSU bubble, I guess. Schools need to stop relying on Tiger Nation and bring the best.
Hey, y'all, I tell you what.
You better spit it.
Hey, Ken. Hey, remember before the season how we heard we're gonna lose 2 or 3 conference games? You don't hear that shit no more either, do you?
They done probably deleted the damn tweets too.
Oh, guess what? Guess what else? We ain't playing nobody, but we're gonna lose 2 or 3 SWAC games.
I agree. We ain't playing nobody.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Shit, if they want to call themselves a nobody, I second that.
I'm just saying.
Just don't get mad. Don't get mad when we say it.
I'm just saying, man. We ain't playing nobody, but we're gonna lose 2 to 3 conference games. And I'm like, man, show me my opponent show me who gonna beat us. Please enlighten me.
I mean, as I said, they holding our hope for Campbell. I don't think you're gonna get too many people wearing Alabama State shirts next week.
I'm just saying.
Cookman the week after that.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to the wild card because those 2 young gentlemen said that for they podcasters for Alabama State, and they said, oh, Alabama State by 40. I'm like, dude, y'all ain't scored 40 points by the time y'all played JSU. But okay, go off.
Woo! I say this, man. We're gonna make a statement. We're coming to make a statement. I'll say it that way.
We spelling domination with the season. We gonna spell domination on all y'all, bro. Hey, all I'm gonna tell you like this. They told me, so you out your damn mind. Jack State averaged 40 points. I said, no, we're gonna be closer to 50. Cause we averaging 48 right now. And giving them 9.
Hey, look,
we averaging the ass whooping. Just marinating on it. We averaging the ass whooping. We averaging 48 and giving them 9. Number 1 defense, number 2 offense in the country. But we've had to lose 2 or 3 games in the SWAC. Oh, and FYI, I know y'all seen that tweet that Prime put out. Oh, he ain't put that out there for shits and giggles neither. He told y'all, he gonna try to make sure every light and scoreboard work. He showed that video of Maynard talking, getting angry with Willis Simmons after that FAMU game. Prime tweeted that and put 60 with a question mark. I'm gonna tell you, I replied to it. I told him, I said, Coach, you need to score the most points in JSU history against their ass. Bust the clock on them bastards.
Hey man,
it's in there tweet. Go look. Bust the clock on their ass.
Well, he gotta, it's I think was Coach Prime coaching for homecoming last year?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember, that was the pregame speech. Remember, if I had time, we could do this if I had time. When they had half of the team in the locker room up by the concession stand, and their coaches got disrespectful with Otis on the field. I was in Huntsville.
No. Our homecoming last year. Coach
we played Alabama State.
Alabama State, was he?
Yeah, he was back.
Was he back?
He hadn't left yet.
No, he left after game 4, didn't he?
Yeah, but he came back.
Came back for Southern, bro. Southern was like, I don't think Coach Prime was on sideline for homecoming.
Yes, he was.
Okay. I got to go back and look at the schedule.
He missed Bethune-Cookman, Texas Southern.
Okay, that was the game before he went out.
He missed Bethune-Cookman, Texas Southern, and we had a bye.
And then Valley.
And Valley.
Okay. I was trying to remember, man, because I'm like, yeah. I was trying to see had he coached against him, because I was trying to Man, my memory from last season, I have to go back and do some research on it. But yeah, I take your word for it.
You say you trying to see if he coached against who?
If he coached against Alabama State last
year. Yeah, because remember we lost to him in the spring. That's when their coach came out and said, "Give me my shoe back." Remember?
Right. Yeah, Dolph was there.
Yeah, and Dolph was there.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of homecoming, this year, let's jump into our homecoming this year, man. Talks of Michael Strahan. I expect a lot of celebrities to be at our homecoming.
Uncle Shay Sharp gonna be at the game too.
What? Skill.
Hey, skill. So yeah, Michael Strahan gonna be there. Shannon Sharp gonna be there.
Oh my gosh, bro. Hey, JSU homecoming gonna be insane, bro.
Hey, King. I'm gonna go and use the vet this time. Hey, I wonder who gonna have the biggest homecoming this year. Just enlighten me. Tell me who you think they're gonna be.
No, our homecoming is gonna be crazy, bro. Because here's the thing, I can tell you right now, we probably ain't gonna get a lot of fans in Jacksonville unless they already in Florida on the East Coast or maybe in Atlanta. We may get a decent crowd to go. I'm not gonna make that game, bro. I said I wasn't gonna make the Valley game, but definitely not gonna make that game there. I ain't even gonna say 5% chance because that might be like a -2 because I need a break. So once I do Montgomery, I'm gonna sit that one out because then they got homecoming, got Southern, you got Texas Southern. So you got 3 games back to back to back, and then Alabama A&M won't make, and then Alcorn. Okay, all right. Yeah.
Hey man, I got a question for you.
What's that?
You think Prime need to get Maynard another scooter? Will you start a collection for him?
I don't know if he need to give him another scooter. I don't know if he need to give him one. I mean, he done kind of did that already. He asked for a scooter. I don't know what he gonna get to him this time. I just want him to give him that.
But he got a consolation prize. You know, Manny gonna bring that scooter just in case he think he win. He gonna want to give it back, so that means he gonna leave the stadium with it anyway.
Whoa! Hey, ball MJG day party
at Smithfield Stadium.
Oh baby, what day is that? Thursday?
That's Friday.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there
at Smithfield Stadium. That's Corona them.
Oh, I'm in there. 8-ball pimp tight. I'm in that thing, dog. Oh, baby, we got 2 homecomings this year. Yes, indeed. We got 2 homecomings.
And look, and Manny gonna regret making that comment against UAB too. When he get paid to win SWAC game. Man, you don't sit there and make no comment saying you get paid to win SWAC game and don't win no SWAC games, dog.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this right here, just keeping it a buck. Alabama A&M ain't gonna win Saturday. Tomorrow.
Water's wet. Dude, Alabama A&M averaging 11 points a game.
Hey, can we talk about how good of a kid a quarterback Akil Glass really was? Boy, they went to the dumpster.
He masked a lot of stuff.
He did. Could you imagine Akil Glass with this defense? That team would have been solid. Goes to show the importance of quarterback play.
That's the most important position on the team. You got to have a good quarterback.
Southern got Alabama State tomorrow. I wish we could watch that one on TV as well, but don't look like we're gonna be able to.
Oh, you know what? I gotta say it. It was me who said Alabama and them gonna finish in last place in the East. Everybody said I was crazy.
Well, as of right now, hell, it's gonna come down to who win between them and Valley.
Valley gonna beat FAMU tomorrow.
I'm putting my money on Valley.
Valley gonna beat FAMU tomorrow.
I think you sniffing moon rocks on that one, bro.
Right. Guess what? After the game tomorrow and they win, you gonna ask me for some.
No, dog, I'm telling you. No, dog.
You gonna say, hey man, where the hell you get the moon rocks from?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna pay homage to you, bro. If you mess around and have if Valley beats FAMU tomorrow, I pay homage to you for sure. So boom, we got Bethune-Cookman over Alabama A&M. You got Valley over Fam. I got Fam over Valley. Y'all make sure y'all keep up with this. Alabama State, Texas Southern.
And look, hold
I'm
on.
gonna roll with Texas Southern on that one.
I gotta address this because be fresh. Look, I really don't think.
Yeah,
let me say this. I really don't think half of these idiots who say daddy ball, they don't even know what the hell the true definition of daddy ball is. Seriously, they really don't know. It's just like how a lot of black people be trying to call other black people coons in the wrong context. Same difference. So
yeah, like
I'm gonna bite. So since Prime is doing daddy ball, watch this. So watch this. So if Prime doing daddy ball, what quarterback on the roster is better than Shador? That y'all know is obviously better. Because the definition of daddy ball is I got these players at a position that my son is at. They're obviously better than my son, but I'm gonna put my son over them because it's my son, knowing that these other players behind him are better than him. So to kill y'all argument, those two players that were behind him happened to leave and go to two other situations. Hey, Ken, do me a favor. How many yards Jalen Jones got on the year? Because he's like rated the 10th passer in the conference. He got like 500 yards on the season. And what's their record? They got one win. Hold on. Quincy Casey was the starter at Alabama A&M before the season. Hey, is he starting right now? No. How many yards Quincy Casey got on the season? Not even 500. Oh, and what's their record, Ken? Donut. So both of those quarterbacks combined together probably got a record of what? 1-9? So what did daddy ball it mean? Because surely, if both of these players were so much better than Shador, they would be showing some progress to really put up there that they're better than Shador. I ain't seeing it. So what a daddy ball argument is. I got time. Shador's the number 2 rated quarterback in the country. Dude got what? How many touchdowns now? 12 passing touchdowns and 1 interception? No, he got 14 touchdowns.
He got 14. I'm gonna put his
14 touchdowns, 1 interception. All right, at 1,400 yards. Oh, completing over 70% of his passes. And is daddy ball? Okay. See, going forward, man, listen, B, all y'all in the comments, next time somebody say they doing daddy ball, just shrug your shoulders and say, okay, you got me. Okay.
I'm finna put it up for you, though. Because, you know, we don't like to talk and just to be talking.
Like, okay. I mean, one quarterback ain't even starting no more, probably going to transfer after the season. And, you know, I think Jalen going to end up probably having a good – I believe Jalen going to have finish the year out strong and have a decent year. But as it stands right now, Jalen got 500 yards passing.
Correct.
Daddy ball. Okay.
Oh, I got it right here.
Just saying.
Yeah, I was almost there. I thought this was a really good graphic. I'm finna put it on the screen.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this was a really good graphic of Shador and his shit. Where'd it go, man? That's stupid. I guess they don't want me to show it. Hold on, bro.
Also, before the season, Ken and I both went on record and said Shador gonna throw for 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
That's sorry to keep looking down, but I wanted to put his stats up there so y'all can see. So through the bye weeks, looking at right at 1,400 yards. And listen, this ain't even counting the stats that he would have gotten. So you don't get the stats that for the miscues. And you're talking about a kid that basically could be sitting at 1,500 yards. He could have 20 touchdowns. I mean, easily could be at close to 80% in his pass percentage, or even 77%. And I absolutely hate that interception, though. That interception shouldn't have been there, but it is what it is. So you're talking about 16 total touchdowns at 14 rush pass and 2 rush. I mean, man, the goal line touchdown at Tennessee State, he was in there. We say, you know what I mean? Man, we left 20 touchdowns. He could easily have 20 touchdowns. Easily have 20 touchdowns. But I mean, at the end of the day, the kid is the best. I think is the best quarterback in all of FCS. I don't care about the stats to the kid at Fordham. I mean, somebody made a good point, said that they don't have a defense and they throw the whole game. So the stats is what it is. You need to make a JSU fans only page. I do. This is what this whole thing is, JSU fans only. I mean, we don't mind others coming in. I mean, we have to understand that haters are having a conundrum right now. And their conundrum is, I hate them, but I can't do nothing about it. I can't stop talking about them. Can't stop thinking about them. I feel bad for it.
So I got to mention this too. So we're talking about stats, right? So last season, I made a comment. Got a lot of flack for it, right? I said, Shedeur freshman year is the best freshman quarterback season since Steve McNair. And I said his freshman campaign was better than Steve McNair's. Yep. Oh, there's no comparison. I'll say, no, I'm not saying that Shedeur was better than Steve McNair, right? Shedeur threw for 3,200 yards, 30 touchdowns with 8 interceptions, completed about 65 to 66% of his passes. And how many yards did Steve McNair throw for his freshman year? 2,800 yards, 24 touchdowns. I think he had 12 INTs. But Steve McNair ran for 242 yards, right? And I said it ain't even close. So then we go to Steve McNair's sophomore season. Because whenever we say it, oh, what about Steve McNair rushing yards? Again, we're not saying that Shedeur is a better player than Steve McNair. We're just saying that his sophomore season is going to be better than Steve McNair's sophomore season. And it's true. Numbers don't lie. I'm going to get to another point. So Steve McNair threw for 3,500 yards his sophomore season. He had 29 touchdowns with a 95 rating. Now, he ran 516 yards, but guess what, Ken? He completed 55% of his passes. Oh, his freshman year, he completed 55% of his passes. But here's the caveat. We got the gist from last game against Valley, right? Because we saw a lot of people from Alcorn saying, oh, he's stat padding. He's staying in the game. And I say, so we just going to act like Steve McNair wasn't playing a Prairie View team that didn't have scholarship players, and they was up there beating him, putting like 70 points on them. But that ain't stat padding, right? We're going to act like, oh, when they played a lot of Tennessee Chattanooga, and they was dumpster juice. I mean, there was one for 60 points. But that ain't stat padding, right? Y'all want to act like we can't look at these scores and pull up and see what they did and who they played, right? That's what we're going to sit here and act like. Also, I'm going to say this too. Steve McNair greatest season was his senior season, right? He threw for 5,300 yards. He had 47 passing touchdowns, and he ran for 900 yards, right? But do you know the real reason why Steve McNair numbers were so crazy? Because Alcorn had probably the worst defense in SWAC history that season. And that's what contributed to him having those great numbers, because their defense couldn't stay out the field, and Alcorn had to score. Every game was a high-scoring game. But I'm going to say this one last point, I'm going to shut up. So, people mention about Shedeur's completion rate, right? Because he completes a lot of passes, and they'll say, oh, his completions are like just under 10 yards. Well, I'm glad they said that, because do you know the average completion that Steve McNair had over his whole entire career? There you go on the screen, 8.5 yards per completion on average. Shedeur is right at a little over 9, but they'll say Shedeur is dinking and dunking.
So let's break this down. Wow, bro, this is interesting to look at. Now, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So freshman year, most stats so far. Probably going to finish sophomore year. Like I said, the percentages is not even close. I mean, the percentages, and that could, even if you factor in drops I mean, we knew Steve McNair had a big arm. You look at those longs. The longs could be easily yak. We talking about, I mean, man, 8.6, 8.5, 8.3, 8.8. My goodness, you would have thought it would have been a whole lot more. 612 passing attempts his senior year. Oh my gosh.
So
47 touchdowns. He had 128 rushing attempts with 904 yards rushing.
So looking at season with 612 attempts, what comes to mind, Ken? Stat padding, right? Okay.
Bro, he had more. He had more. Man, he almost doubled his passing attempts from the year prior, and his rushing attempts. My gosh, bro.
So here's the thing I'm gonna do, Ken. If you look at Steve in their freshman year, completion percentage, Shedeur. Yards, Shedeur. Average, Shedeur. Touchdowns, Shedeur. Rating, Shedeur. Interceptions, Shedeur had way less. The only thing Steve McNair had over Shedeur freshman year was rushing yards. Okay, so he had far better, a greater freshman season, right? Let's go to 1992, his sophomore year. His completion percentage was 55%. That's his completion percentage. Shedeur is at 74. I'm not going to touch that no more. He had 3,500 yards. Shedeur is on pace to throw for 4,500 right now. All right. Touchdown. Shedeur has 14 right now in 4 games.
He gonna have that I say Shedeur have that by the end of homecoming in Southern. Easily.
Bam. So there you go, right? His rating, Shedeur has a better rating. And Shedeur is going to have way less interceptions. So again, the only thing Steve McNair is going to have over him is rushing yards. But guess what? Shedeur is not a runner, so we'll give you that. I also made the comment before the season. I said, you know what? I said, if Shedeur stays all 4 years, I said Shedeur he will break all of Steve McNair's passing records. I said that. Oh, he is not better. I didn't say that he was. I just said that he's going to break all of Steve McNair's passing records. Will he break Steve McNair's rushing records? No, he won't, because Shedeur is not a runner. Steve McNair is a better athlete than Shedeur. We give kudos to where they are. But Shedeur is going to have more than 122 touchdowns, more than 15,000 yards passing. He's going to have a way better completion percentage. And, way less interceptions. And he's going to have more wins and more SWAC titles. It's fact. Shedeur's going to have over 2,000 yards in 2 more games. So in 5 games, he's going to have over 2,000 yards. He's probably going to have about 2,300 yards in 5 games.
Hey, man, I mean, hey, this dude could finish. He could very easily finish with 45 touchdowns, close to 50 touchdowns this year, bar no injuries. And I think he's going to,
He's going to have over 70 touchdowns this season. If he gets 40 touchdowns, he had 30 last year.
But nobody's saying that he's so. See, this is the thing that someone says he is not better.
I never said he was.
No one ever said that he was. See, this is that part of y'all hear what y'all want to hear sometimes. It's like we said that he would have better stats and he would actually have a better if he stayed all 4 years. I mean, he could. We got to get out of this mindset of thinking that, that Steve McNair's stuff can't be touched. And I get it. We pay homage to Steve McNair.
Derek White. It don't matter. Hold on, Derek White. It don't matter the errors. Numbers are numbers. Because here's the thing that's going to kill the error part, right? Shedeur won't have 612 attempts. I can guarantee you he won't. But even if he do, well, watch this. But even if he does, he gonna justify it by having a way better. He gonna have 20 points higher on completion percentage. So that don't matter.
Yeah, if he has 612 attempts, he might finish with 8,000 passes. No, way more. Steve McNair had way more than that. He had 612 and 537. I'm saying if Shedeur gets 612, I'm saying that he gonna have at least a whole nother 100 yards. You see what I'm saying? So he might finish with at least 6,500 passing yards. That's my point.
See the problem that when we mention Shador's stats against Steve McNair's, again, not one time did I say Shador's a better player, but he a better quarterback. He gonna have better passing numbers than Steve McNair.
Yeah, he's a much better passer of the ball from year
Steve
one to year
McNair's
two.
a better athlete.
Now Steve McNair. Now here's the thing: there has to be a natural progression because we think of Steve McNair, the senior, the Heisman candidate. That was a freshman or sophomore Steve McNair as well. And we just showed you what they look like. That's what this looked like. 55%. Steve McNair is a typical SWAC quarterback when it comes to passing percentage. And then you can't debate that. I don't care how you spin it. You cannot change it. Even when he had more passing attempts, though, what'd you see? The same consistency with percentages. That's all I'm saying. So anytime you get a passer that's throwing, I don't want to hear that shit about that kid is Shador 20, man. He's a 20-year-old doing what he does, 19, whatever, how old he is. And he's playing in the era that he plays in.
But look, they'll say Shador's dinking and ducking. Pull the stats up again, dog. I mean, it's right there, black and white. Hey, man, them eights under 10, ain't it?
Hey, go ahead and hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, baby. I know we roughing the little feathers tonight, but it's okay.
Hey, them aces under 10, right? So what y'all thought? He was completing, 12 yards of completion? That's what y'all was thinking? But them numbers say otherwise.
Just saying.
Again, McNair's a better player. He is. And he's a better athlete. Shador a better quarterback.
Hey, I'm just saying. It's the same thing that happened when Cooper Kupp broke out. See, that's a great point. Nobody's saying Cooper Kupp is better. That's a good point. Hell, I said Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in the game last year, and a lot of people think, whoa. I'm just saying, numbers don't lie. The kid is special, man.
Hold on. And he won a triple crown.
Sure the hell did. Cooper Kupp, that dude, man. Just saying. I'm going to say what they don't want to say, Blue. We don't want to say it because he's white.
He won a triple crown. You can't deny it. Look, you can't deny that, bro. He won receptions,
that dude is the real deal, man.
Ken, receptions, yards, touchdowns. You can't refute it.
That's a fact. I'm talking about last season, one of the best seasons that the wide receivers had. I mean, hands down. And he won the Super Bowl.
Now, the only thing about Cooper Kupp is people gonna say, and they can, it's just that it was 1 year. So he just gotta do it again. He gotta have some consistency.
A lot of people thought Aaron Donald should have got MVP. I don't. I mean, I get it. I mean, he dominated defensively, but still, he had the game saving. But no,
they was gonna get it to the guy
without Kupp playing and just being there. The numbers are there, man. And I get it, man. People don't want to. They don't want. I get it, man. I get it. I don't. You don't want to touch that. Steve McNair is there. I get it. He the golden goose of the SWAC, man. But Shador is a different kind of quarterback. They're not even the same style of quarterback at all. Like they don't even play. They don't have the same style of play. So no one's disrespecting Steve McNair. We wouldn't dare do that. Rest in peace, Steve McNair, the GOAT. You know what I mean? But when we talking about just actual.
Let me say this too, because let me say this to y'all, because I say this probably once a week. The greatest highlight film you will ever see in football belongs to Steve McNair. The greatest college football player I've ever seen is Steve McNair. I'm a Steve McNair fan.
Yep, okay? Me too.
I say it all the time. I was there. I watched all 4 games he was in college.
Steve McNair was just.
But let me say this. In the same token, Shador Sanders, number 2, is a better passing quarterback than Steve McNair. It's fact.
Better passer of the ball.
Don't give a damn if you don't like it. Period. Show me, again, we deal with facts. We deal with numbers. Show me Steve McNair numbers that's better than Shador. And don't tell me shit by no errors.
So here's what I'm gonna say about this, though, and this is an interesting thing. If we were able to project, you got to keep in mind, Steve McNair he became a physical specimen by his senior year. And I mean, he's a big ass quarterback, man. We're talking about a big quarterback, big legs, could run, hard to tackle, had a missile for an arm, man. I mean, he could chuck that son bitch 70 yards, man, easy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no joke.
Yeah,
I
live in Georgia. I don't give a fuck about no Herschel Walker.
I'm talking about projecting to Shedeur being a senior. I'm talking about 22 years old, physically a grown man, mentally developed. It's going to be interesting to see the progression, the natural progression that comes with playing the game and getting better.
I'm gonna tell you something else too, King.
Great point. Great point. He took the mind IQ.
I'm gonna tell you this too, Ken. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. After Steve McNair's sophomore season, there was no NFL buzz about Steve McNair. The legend was growing, but there was no, oh yeah, he's gonna be a first round, he's gonna be a high draft pick after his sophomore season or during his sophomore season. That wasn't there. Steve McNair was a freak athlete. His greatest gift to me was his arm. He had a cannon and his escapability.
Yep.
But
very hard to tackle.
And look, and I'm gonna say this: Shedeur's a better quarterback. Steve McNair has a stronger arm than Shedeur. My opinion, I think he does. He has a far stronger arm, but Shedeur was way more accurate. Way more accurate.
That's a great point. He was damn sure. He was like a linebacker playing quarterback.
Oh, for sure.
That was big as hell, man. Steve McNair was big, bro, and he was elusive, and he was quick, and he had a cannon. He was physical, man. He was all that. Juke moves, ability to run, speed, all that.
The one thing, Ken, we're gonna make note of this today. Y'all gonna put some respect on two names, bro. See, what it is gonna happen is when his career get ready to come to an end, that boy got about 17,000 yards, 18,000 yard passing, 140 some touchdowns, and just 20 interceptions in his career. Then to get drafted, now you want to talk about him. No, y'all put some respect on two names. That boy's legit, man.
Man, that's right. Mississippi strong. I like that, B. He was definitely straight out of Collins, Mississippi, man.
Mount Olive.
I'm thinking about Collins in the direction.
It's right by it. It's right by it.
Right next to it. Not out of Collins, Mount Olive. Please, I made a terrible mistake just then. I'm thinking of Collins going down 49. That's 49. My mistake. Mount Olive. I know Mount Olive. That's my bad. I sure said it. I could still see. I know where he's from. I know exactly where he's from. I know his family and everything. I'm saying I can see the street and everything going from Collins to Mount Olive. That's what I don't know why the hell I said Collins. But anyway, my mistake. But no, man, moving right along though. So yeah, so that's what we say when we talk about that. Y'all not gonna get us to speaking of saucy, y'all gotta get that 2 sauce, man. That barbecue, that number 2 barbecue. So I gotta try it out, man. When I go home, man, I'm gonna buy something from the bookstore and see what it tastes like. See if it's trash, and then I'm gonna come and do a review. We're gonna do a video review. We're gonna see if we're gonna pump. Remember pump it or dump it.
I gotta say this. I hate that photo of the guy with him with 2 saucers beside his head with the grills on. I was like, that was not a good photo, bro. I don't know who thought of that.
Now he ain't his daddy, but he is his daddy's son. But his daddy was a master marketer.
It looked like this. I was like, I don't know who told you to take that photo, but that was not there. Nah, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Who thought that, bro? It's like that was not the look. with the diamonds in. Looking like Chris Rock on New Jack City. How much is one reel? No, just one. One reel.
Boy, your ass is stupid, man. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, boy. That man said rap snacks. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
He said, how much is one rib? God damn, boy. Well, I needed that one. Woo. But yeah, man. So yeah, no, it's all good, bro. We gonna the two show gonna return, man. With the two show gonna return. I'm gonna see if they can't bring some of that barbecue sauce with them, man, for the tailgate next Saturday, man. It'll be good. You say your sister tried it out, huh? I started to buy some, but I just left it be.
So look, what other game we got tomorrow? We hit on Southern and Pine Bluff. Who else playing tomorrow?
All right, let's see. We got old Bethune-Cookman. I said we got Bethune-Cookman, Alabama, and them in normal. They playing at home, so we don't know if they're gonna get their first home win or not. Oh my goodness,
We do.
UCLA.
Bethune-Cookman gonna win that.
Damn, I ain't
Kamari Everett gonna have a field show tomorrow.
So you got we did say FAMU Valley. Texas Southern, Alabama State. Texas Southern, Alabama State.
That's gonna be a good game.
In Houston, D. Davis going back home, but I think Andrew Body and them is starting to play some good football now. I think he found his grooves sophomore year. You know, come out as a
I think Texas Southern gonna win. I think Texas Southern gonna pull it out, man. Unless D. Davis can pull a rabbit out his ass, Texas Southern gonna win.
No, I think Texas Southern got that game. We'll see though. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Southern Arkansas Pine Bluff. We touched on that one. Grambling Prairie View.
PV.
Must win for Grambling?
No. Must win for Rambling. They ain't got no G.
Hey, man. Look at this shit. Man, I saw the funniest Twitter comment, man. I was laughing for real, bro. So they said, no, they ain't. They said, no, we took that first G from, we snatched that first G from him, and then Coach Hugh Jackson took the other G.
Rambling. Hey, you know what? Funny. You know what else? You ain't heard nothing about no X81 this year, have you? No. Bro, hey, you know what's crazy? Hey, bro, do you know it's about to be October? Grambling still ain't played a home game. They still have not played a home game, bro.
That's interesting.
That works against you so bad. Think about that. We're in week 5 of this season. It's week 5, bro. They ain't played a home game yet.
Man, talk about a bad schedule, bro. Hey, and that ain't the worst part. Next week they got Alabama A&M in Alabama. Their first home game is gonna be October the 15th, which is homecoming, I think.
Damn.
Then they follow that up with Alcorn. Then they follow that up with Arkansas Pine Bluff. Then they go to Texas Southern. Then they got 3 back-to-back home games. That's it.
Wow.
Damn, that's a horrible schedule, bro.
3 home games on the whole entire season, man. Talk about not doing your team no favors.
I don't even know how to explain that, bro. I know you said something about it one time, but my gosh, bro, that's...
No, but guess what? That's always been their MO. They've never had more than 4 home games a season.
Why is that, though?
Because they started out, Grambling, when we first really started talking about classics, they were back in the 60s and the 70s, they were the face of black college football. Eddie Robinson had a national coaches show. It was on national TV, right? And that's what they did. They will play in the Bayou Classic. They will play in New York. They were the ones who would travel to play in these classics. That was their thing. They called themselves the Black Notre Dame. Yeah. They've never had more than 4 home games, ever.
Yeah, they lose all their G's. They about to lose their R. Next, they're going to be Amlin.
No. They gonna be the thing before the ing, just L. It's just gonna be an L on the damn jersey. No G's, no R's, no nothing. Just L. A red and yellow L.
Blue said, and that's why they averaged 5K in attendance last year. God
They
damn.
put a big ass L on the exit 81 sign.
Man, that's brutal, bro. I actually feel bad for them on that, bro. They couldn't. Damn. So I think our schedule, speaking of schedule, I think the 2023 schedule is going to be very interesting. I want to see how this Southern in Birmingham thing going to look. I know we got SWAC MEAC Challenge. We got Texas State. And then we got our 8 SWAC games. So that's 10 right there. We got
but remember, we're adding a game because remember next season in 2023 and 2024,
I thought it was 12 games. 12 games. I thought it was 2024.
It's 2 seasons, 2023 and 2024.
So we get to add a game?
Remember I told you we're looking to add another opponent.
Okay. Who y'all want to see us play? Yeah, we got to come to tally.
Don't ask that damn question. You already know what they're going to say.
Who y'all want to see us play next year, man? If we get to add a game.
You know who they want to see.
Nah, we ain't playing no damn North Dakota State. So
that's all you going to hear.
If they come to the vet.
Oh, Russell Haynes. I'm mild and tempered. When I got some oil in me, I'm a professional shit talker. I'm coaching because a lot of motherfuckers need to go to school. I coach people on how to talk some shit.
Yeah, I agree with that one, Otto. They definitely should have made that game a home game. They went up the street to Shreveport. That'd be a good game. Incarnate Word next year.
That's a damn good game. Hey, Blue. Blue. Man, did you know Incarnate Word, I think they still top 5. Bro, did you know they ain't averaging 3,000 fans a game, bro?
No,
as good as that damn team is. As good as that damn team is, they not even averaging. Ken, you got that picture, man. Put this shit up on there, man.
Which one?
About the attendance numbers for the Southland.
Okay, let me grab it.
Bro, y'all gotta look at this shit. Incarnate Ward got a damn good team. I mean, a team that could.
Did you send that to the chat?
No, I texted it to you. It was in the chat too, but I texted it to you. Okay. They got a team that can contend for the national championship, and they're not even averaging 3,000 fans a game. Like, that is utterly ridiculous. I don't give a damn what kind of school it is. You got a damn good football team. You need to put some asses in the seats. Get some preachers. You better find 5,000 preachers and some nuns and some deacons and some other clergy to get in that in.
Yeah, that's brutal, man. Oh, you sent it. Oh, there we go. You sent it to the chat. So I'm gonna upload that. Oh, we gotta talk about before we get off, man. We gotta talk about Kofi. Kofi Taylor.
Bro. Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
Hey, man, that was a very interesting interview with him too. By the way, that was different. The accent is strong, man. Here we go. All right, we're gonna upload the Southland attendance record. I mean, there you go.
Bruh, Incarnate Ward is a top 5 team in SCS. Look what they averaging, bruh.
God damn. 26. My goodness, bruh.
It don't matter what the capacity is. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't care. They in San Antonio, bruh. If they got a 6,000 stadium, they don't tell me they should be getting 5,000. That's ridiculous.
Bro, just averaging 29.3. Wow, that's bro. The from Lamar all the way, I'll say from A&M Commerce, I get. But those are junior college attendance numbers, bro.
Man, don't even do that because Mississippi JUCO will do a bit net, bro.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like that's JUCO stuff right there. If you looked at like all of the junior colleges that in the Mississippi, that would probably be what it would probably roll out to look like.
That's crazy, bro.
Man, we're not putting North Carolina Central on the schedule for next year. What do we want to do that for? Play them in the Celebration Bowl. Be good enough. I mean, we want to play somebody. I'm just saying a non-HBCU opponent is what I'm looking at. We played ULM in 24. So where is the money coming from to fund athletics? Man, it's coming from donors and sponsors.
Now look, McNeese is doing good because McNeese Stadium holds 17,600.
Well, Thibodeau does well.
Huh?
I mean, it's Thibodeau hold. I mean, Nichols.
I want to say they at 10. Let me pull up and see though. Guidry Stadium holds 10,005.
Two more things I'm gonna touch on, and then I'll be pretty much done. We'll do a little recruit talk since they already know who's committed so far. DB out of Lakeland. I don't have his photo.
One.
Bro, I don't even see it, man.
Oh, see, Blue, I didn't know that.
What's that?
I didn't know that. Say Carnival they're gonna play one home game. And it said that the game was delayed by 3 or 4 hours due to weather. Probably early in the season when everybody was getting rained out. Oh, see, I didn't even know that. Cause I'm about to say, bro, because that's just right there. I'm just saying, for them to have that good of a team, man, to get that, that's inexcusable. They got too good of a team to be drawing numbers like that, especially in Texas, being a crazy football state like it is.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you who I want us to play. It ain't nobody in the FCS. I want to play somebody like Louisiana Tech or Louisiana Tech or Tulane or I tell you what.
La Tech would be a good game.
Huh?
I think La Tech would be a really good game, actually.
I agree. I said somebody like La Tech, Tulane. I'm gonna go and tell y'all, man. Georgia Tech gonna hire Coastal Carolina coach. I won't mind scheduling Coastal Carolina.
You think they're gonna take a dip after he leaves?
For sure.
Last thing I got, man, is gonna be some recruiting stuff.
Thought you were gonna talk about Kofi.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all three of them up. So we got 3 commits that we know of this past week, which is pretty dope. We'll touch on all of them for now, since let's go ahead and do it. If we don't do it, might as well just do it. First one up, young man, out of what's your thoughts on Twan Wilson, man? DB out of Lakewood. What is this? What did he play at Polk County?
No. He plays at Lakeland High School, the Dreadnoughts.
Lakeland. That's it.
Lakeland, Florida Dreadnoughts. They're a Florida powerhouse, traditional powerhouse team. A lot of good college players come out of that program. They sent a lot of guys to the NFL from that school too, man. The Dreadnoughts. I always thought that the mascot was a dope ass name. But Twan, man, dude has good film. 6 feet, 185 pounds, and he is a straight cover corner. Plays some safety, but he, they're thinking that he actually has room to grow, possibly grow a little bit more in height.
Yep.
And again, another tall corner. He's a legit 6 feet tall right now, which is an optimal height for a cornerback. But if he can actually get to 6'1", 6'1.5", anything above that is just lanyard. It's just extra. But dude has a good film, man. He is.
Yeah, he got great film. Really good film.
He's a physical cornerback.
Yep.
Very physical cornerback.
Yeah, he plays.
You know what, Ken? I'm gonna tell you what he is.
What's that?
He's a taller Tavion.
Okay, I can see that. I like that. I was thinking more Al Young.
He's a taller Tavion Beast.
Yeah. I was thinking more Al Young because of the physicality that I saw with him. But extremely high ceiling, man. Great film. Like I said, good ball, good instincts, man. Reaction to the ball. I mean, tough. I mean, fits the personality of the coaching staff. So Tavion Beasley, the kid that we just signed out of St. John Bosco. He's on the team now, number 28. Tavion Beasley is what, 5'10", 5'9", 5'10" right now?
5'10".
But he's gonna be. I mean, that kid's gonna be solid for quite some time.
He got an interception this year. Got an interception as a true freshman.
That is true. First game
in his first college game.
So yeah, man. In conjunction with the commits that we already had, this was a really good week for us. Three signees, and I would say in the past 7 days is pretty dope. So Tavion Beasley. I mean, and look, they went. Twan Wilson. I mean, I said Tavion Beasley. Coaching staff is not letting up on his defense. Defense wins championships, right? Best defense in all the FCS, and they're not stopping. They're looking to, some players are obviously going to move on to the next level, hopefully after this season. So they're going to look to fill in some holes. And his formula. We want to get that high school rotation continues to go. But we got that portal. We still got the grand transfers that's going to be coming in too. But big time commit.
And look,
no one is signed anywhere yet. Signing doesn't start until December. So we'll get the first signing day right after the Celebration Bowl.
Right before.
Actually, it'll be right before the Celebration Bowl.
Mm-hmm. And look, Twan last year, man, had 34 tackles and 2 interceptions.
Good stuff. Next one up. Noah Boulay. I'm gonna let you try that one, bro. Bulu. Physical. 6'2", 220-pound inside linebacker. Man, this kid is a hell of a tackler, bro. And I do mean hell of a tackler. I mean, he is great instincts, man. 6'2". I mean, he reminds you of Jeremiah Brown when Jeremiah Brown played the inside linebacker.
Yes.
When we watched
That's
film.
a damn good comp.
Yeah. I saw a lot of Jeremiah Brown, but I mean, when he goes to the plate, he gonna stop. So I would say, imagine a 6'2", 220-pound Aubrey Miller, and there you have it. Hey, we talked about they definitely have a style, a body type that they like when it comes to their linebackers, man.
Hey, man, y'all need to pay attention to these measurables. That's an inside linebacker, 6'2", 220. And you can see in the photo, he looks the part. And he ain't physically mature yet, but you can see he got some girth on him. And, man, like Ken, you hit the nail on the head. Extremely physical, but the dude has some speed, and he's a thumper. He arrives to whenever he make a tackle with some bad intentions. Very, very physical player.
He knocked the hell out of a couple plays. Go check out his huddle film. I don't have his huddle playing right now. We probably come back and do it. We definitely gonna come back and do Devin Bush is a great comp. Devin Bush is definitely he's a taller version of Devin Bush. Devin Bush,
yes.
How tall is Bush? 6'1", 6 feet?
I think he's 6'2".
Might be 6'2". Okay.
But
yeah, man.
But man, he is a damn good kid, man. And again, like I said, extremely physical, but pay attention to these measurables, guys, because you're about to see a lot of this. And I can just tell you right now, Jackson State is making some they're making some intentional changes with the look of their defense going forward. Like I said, you 'got this linebacker here, 6'2", 220. You know, we're gonna talk about the next player coming up. Look at those measurables. You know, you make sure going forward on Saturday, y'all look at the measurables of what we're getting on defense, and look at how things are looking right now. Because we no longer going to get shorter receivers. There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna just stop. I'm gonna before we even go to this kid right here, man. He is not 6'2" at all.
Let me tell y'all something. If anyone has ever seen me, because I know I don't look like it here on camera, but I'm a legit 6'4", probably and a quarter. Straight up. I'm 6'4" and a quarter. Ken can vouch for it. No BS. That kid right there is eye to eye with me.
That's me right there. I'm 6'3". I'm a real 6'3". And that's him. And he leaning over and he gave me the dap. Y'all tell me if he's 6'2". And I'm telling you right now, I'm legit 6'3". I am. So just wanted to put that out there.
And he had slides on. He had slides on in that photo.
Yeah, he did.
He got shoes on. He got slides on.
Yeah, I got on ones and he got on some slits eyes. Yeah, this kid was way bigger than man, he definitely is. I mean, he's a big kid, man. And I do mean a big kid.
That he is a legit 6'4". But so let me get back on Kofi. Well, go ahead, Ken. Go ahead. I want to take up.
You got it. I'll let you rock. I had just got a call. Let me go ahead.
Oh, so Kofi Barracks, man. So, you know, some people was like, okay, he had the NFL Academy in Europe. But let me explain to y'all. We interviewed this kid before the home game against Grambling. We interviewed all the official visits, and this kid literally just came from London to Jackson. Got there literally a few hours before we got there. And we were his second official visit when he came. He only went on one other official visit. It was with Penn State. So like when I mentioned to you guys earlier about we're not recruiting against teams from the SWAC. We're recruiting against Alabama, USC, Texas, Tennessee, Penn State. This kid only took 2 OVs, Penn State and then Jackson State. It's facts.
He had his official visits were Michigan. He did talk about Michigan. I thought that was and he listed himself as a 4-star because he definitely got all the invites you can think of. And then so a total of 10 offers. Yeah, he's legit. I told you. Yeah,
hey, Aaron Sanders. You got some more linebackers coming in too. And yes, they're 6'2". So I'm telling you, the look of this defense is gonna be different, man. And the speed is there. This kid right here, man, people are looking like, oh, he isn't playing any against good competition in Europe. But this kid
hey, you know what I don't like about that is that if he had a sign anywhere else, that wouldn't have been a conversation. I just think that a lot of that stuff comes from, in my opinion, from people.
Hey, you say he's too tall for inside linebacker. You mind telling me how tall Darius Leonard is? You want to tell me how tall Darius Leonard is?
How tall is
I'm going to say something. That's what Kofi's game is pretty much reminds you of. His game reminds you of Darius Leonard.
When you watch his film, he plays outside on his film.
So Darius Leonard is like 6'3". Yeah. But this kid here, man, this kid can fly. And the point I want to make is this kid pretty much got all his offers off the back of balling out at camps against top 300 players that's listed in 24/7 Sports. So this kid been in Under Armour camps. He been in all these great camps with all these top kids, and look at his offers.
So we got New Mexico State, Colorado, Kent State, Nevada, Ole Miss,
which I was
West
excited
Virginia,
about. Michigan State,
West Virginia, yeah, Michigan State, Austin P, and
South
USF.
Florida.
Yeah. So definitely a good get for the Tigers, man. I mean, I wish I could, the kid is special. I mean, I thought the film. I mean, when you go and look at his film, though, it really just. I thought the video was dope. I was pumped up about the video. I mean, to be honest with you, because it was just one of them things, man. They got a couple of kids. They got some recruits that's from the UK playing on Ohio State as well as Arkansas State. They got players that are going to play big time ball at other levels. So and they follow each other. It's big time. So I'm gonna tell you, it's similar to like Canada. You know how Canada has infiltrated the NBA quite a bit. So what you see is I know football in the UK has only been, I mean, predominantly outside of the US, it's soccer and it's predominant sport. So when you look at football, and when I say football, American football has only been in that country a couple of decades now, 2 years maybe. So it's just something to consider. I mean, a lot of people think just because, like I had somebody say, oh man, only been there, I mean, they hadn't even been playing football that long. It's only been there like 20 years. I say, well, what is he, 17, 18? I said, so basically what you're telling me is hell, football has been there his whole life. So again, you projecting and you putting your own thoughts and opinions on this young man, when in actuality, great get for us, man. Another fantastic get. Imagine getting him in, putting him in a strength and conditioning program. I mean, you just look at the linebackers we got on ice right now. We don't even talk about, Sergeant Turley. We don't talk about Cole Cousteau, Jackson Berry. We got who else we got that's sitting on ice right now that's not even playing linebacker right now. A couple of more players, but for the most part,
Arrington not playing a whole lot.
Arrington don't play a whole lot, but I think this is it for him. But when you look at the stars of that room right now, they're gonna lose some good depth. I guess just Aubrey Miller, really. You lose Aubrey at the end of the season, and that's just about it, man. You still got Gaddy, you still got Doyle, you still got Hobson, you still got Brown. You bring these cats in, you still got Burgess, you bring these young fellas in and add them with that really good nucleus of linebackers, man. I mean, what a heck of a get. Oh, we did interview Coach Mo Williams yesterday on Tiger Talk, myself, D-Core-C. Zoe and I'll be interviewing Coach Tamika Reed. That's going to be, I'm looking forward to that, Zoe, this Sunday. Yeah. So we're going to drop that as soon as we get that. But Zoe asked this same question to me today. Do we think we can flip Mo Williams' son from LSU? We got time.
I didn't ask.
Hey, it's funny that this came up because when he said Mikey, I thought you were talking about Mikey Witt. I thought you were talking about Mikey, like Mikey with the San Diego version of Mikey. I said, oh, you talking about Mo Williams, Mikey. Hey, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, man. We'll see.
Hey, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to let the cat out the bag, but I am going to say this just because we family. I'm going to just tell y'all now. Signing day, Jack State going to shake up the football world again. I'm just telling y'all now. Y'all be documented September 30th, 2022.
Just saying, dog.
And y'all gonna say, damn. So I'm telling y'all now, Jack State gonna shake up the college football world. It's gonna be another earthquake in December.
It's
Jack State gonna do Muhammad Ali. I shook up the world. Telling y'all now.
The champ is here.
Telling y'all now. It's gonna be an earthquake.
Well, look
now, what I'm talking about, boom. What I'm talking about ain't no flip. Ain't no flip, buddy. But we gonna flip some jokers though.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. That was some great news though. Hey man, you know, it's a great day to be a JSU Tiger. Let me just say it that way. I'll just
Every
say,
day it is.
yeah, man. Just say signing day is gonna be fun. We looking forward to it. And y'all know
Also, too, Ken, while we talking, when we talking recruiting, all y'all be mindful of that portal in December. Because
hey,
what you saw last year from everybody, you ain't gonna see it this year because you can't. APR's in effect now. So you ain't finna see no overhaul and signing 20 kids out the portal. That ain't gonna happen. They're gonna be in APR hell. So now,
what Coach Prime tell them? We got some shelter for you.
so if you really pay attention to how and what JSU's getting out the portal, you might want to pay attention to what Jack State is doing as opposed to what everybody else is doing.
Two
Because
words.
we have a
2 words. Grad transfer. You better go grad transfer, or you better get you. I'm telling
you might
you,
want to pay
you
attention
can
to
get
what
a few of
JSU
them.
is doing. JSU gonna have APR problems, and they're not gonna have APR problems. But going to sign, 20 and 30 guys out the portal, you're not gonna see a lot of that in the fall. I mean, up in December, before that very reason, because APR is fully back now. So,
yeah, I think I'm gonna tell y'all this right here too, because one of the things we did get to witness is the amount of players that were on visits for the Grambling game as well as the Mississippi Valley game. So there's a lot of kids there, Mississippi Valley. Big name players too, man. Also had some 2024 recruits as well,
and 2025.
Yeah, had some dope. So shout out to Coach Otis Ridley, man. Coach O, man. The way they do it. But I'm telling y'all right now, homecoming gonna be a little different. They bringing the big guns out for homecoming, right? So we're gonna have when you see Uncle Shay Shay in the building, sitting in them red prime seats on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? We might go live from the game, dog. We just might go live from the game. You know what I'm saying? We might do a little something. Let them see. You see Michael Strahan. When you see the royalty of HBCUs, bro, I'm sitting at the game. I told you this. This is crazy to me. So I'm standing at the game on the sideline, and I'm right there. You got beautiful Tracy Edmonds right over to the left. That's Miss Prime. So, bro, I'm looking, and I'm just like literally, like right here, like you see Nancy Lieberman, Klein is right there, bro. And I'm just like, holy shit, that's Nancy Lieberman. Yeah, bro. And I'm like, and I know she was on the pregame show. Shout out to Neely, Chuck Bishop, and the whole crew. The amount of people, man. That's why that interview was so dope. Jack State's the epicenter, man. Social. Somebody told us today that Jackson State's is the new Fab Five era. Jack State football, because when you talk about what it meant from a culture standpoint, saying that by no means are we talking about the Fab Five in being on that level, because it's basketball compared to football. But when you talk about social engagement and how things might have impacted, they was like, man, them kids got swag, they got great style, they having fun, and everybody want to be a part of that. And this is a new phenomenon, bro. So whether the haters, it was a lot of haters. When we look back on the Fab Five, we try to love that. When you go back to the black, bro, I was playing ball then. The black socks, though. The Hirachis. You see what I'm saying? The shoes, the big baggy pants, the bald head. I hear your volume did something weird. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, you low. There you go. There you go. Say something?
Yeah.
Nah. I don't know what the hell. You got low as hell for some strange reason. Right there. Try now. Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better there. There you go. I don't know what happened. Say something, man.
Something.
Yeah, there you go. All right, yeah. But no, that was the point, though. I thought that was a good comment. I mean, I wouldn't I didn't think about it that way, but I'm like, damn, that's an interesting point. So when you look back on it, and I had to go back and look when I was putting together little video clips. When you go back and look through the social media, Jackson State social media, it's like, holy smokes, man! Look at the amount of people that have shown up in Jackson, Mississippi, man, and that have wanted to be a part of it, see it with their own two eyes. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait for October 22nd when we actually get to see everything on full display. How many of y'all in the chat gonna come to homecoming, man? Who's for those that are not from Jackson State, how many of you guys are planning on coming to Jackson State versus Campbell? Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat if you plan on coming. And we got getting into the wee hours of the stream. We're gonna get ready to shut it down here in a little bit. Go ahead and drop that stream if anybody want to come on and chop it up with us for the last little 30 minutes. We'll open that up for you guys, man. NATO, you in there? Already there. Yeah. So, NATO, where you from, NATO? You from Jackson, right? Louisiana, where you from? I see little Boosie on it. Campbell fans are pumped up for that. They should be. I think that's going to be Tank said, I'm coming to the SWAC championship. Okay. Ezra Kelly, all coming 10 hours down. No. I'm saying Campbell versus Jackson State, October 22nd. Jackson State homecoming. If you're not a Jackson State Tiger, you're not from Jackson. Even if you're from Jackson and don't live there no more, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about those that have probably never been to a Jackson State game. Are we gonna have any new folk that are gonna be in there? Oh, we got somebody. Big Pen. Who we got on this thing, man? Big Pen King.
Yeah, it's Big Pen King's podcast, man. Look, she got
what's happening?
What's going on, bro?
As soon as y'all sent the link, Mississippi boy had to tap in. Feel me?
Yes, sir.
I'm over here in Germany. I'm over here in Germany watching boys. 7 o'clock in the morning, checking in with y'all boys.
Damn.
Wow, you in Germany?
Yes, sir. Military, bro. Military.
Military. What leg of the military are you?
Army, bro. Army.
Shout out to the Army, man. Well, first of all, man, appreciate you. Appreciate you guys and for all that you guys do, man.
Appreciate your service, bro.
Man,
yeah, I'm out of the service right now, but I'm from Laurel. I'm from Laurel, Mississippi. Y'all know where it's at.
Go to Tommy.
What is the show, man, on HGTV?
Hometown.
Hometown. That's my show right there, dog. That's my show, man.
That's my joint. I mess with it.
So you living in Germany now?
Yeah, I'm living and working in Germany right now. Wife and kid, stayed over here.
Man, that's what's up, man. Well, shout out to you.
No, shout out to y'all, man.
How long have you been over there? What part of Germany are you in? If you don't mind me asking.
It's all good. I'm about 30 minutes from Frankfurt.
Okay.
The main airport hub, and like Berlin is about 8 hours away from me, so it's a little bit far. But I'm still close to a major airport and everything, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Is it cold or hot over there right now?
Hold on, what'd you say?
Is it cold or hot over there right now?
Cold as hell. I want to get back to the city.
Wow.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Cold as a motherfucker right now. My bad for my language.
You good? You good? I can't be there because I'm allergic to winter.
Man, you and me both. Now look, why you think I'm in the house right now? The heat on right now. We got the lights on. I just turned the lights on. I'm good. Give me some heat.
It was cold already.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. So how you loving what's going on with Jackson State right now, man? I know Coach Prime is global, man, and is there any buzz over there that you're seeing, or is it just something that gravitates toward you because you're from Mississippi?
Well, it gravitates towards me because I am from Mississippi, and I do go out with my Jackson State shirts on and stuff like that because I do have them. People ask me, they say, "Hey, who is Jackson State? Like, where is that from?" And this and that, and I'm like, "Mississippi. What you talking about?" And then I have to break it down to them, explain it to them. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I see him again like weeks later. I'm like, oh, so that's Jackson State with Dion. Yeah.
Okay.
So they go like
That's
that.
what's up.
They go like
Well,
that,
good
you
stuff,
know.
man.
But yeah, that's
Anything on your mind? Anything else you had on your mind you want to talk about?
all these haters need to get off JSU nuts. That's what they need to do. They need to go and get off JSU. I'm sorry that JSU doing good. Sorry.
They can stay on, Paul. I care. They can stay on. They can stay on.
Hey,
I'm just sorry that JSU, but you know what? Yeah, I do be on all script hating though. Yeah, don't come at me because yeah, all script was a JSU fan in 2019 when he said JSU would go undefeated in the spring season. So stop come at me. Nah, stop it. Anyways, we ain't gonna talk about that dude on this show. Anyways. Anyway, because
it's all good, man. It's all good.
Y'all get me going. Go ahead. But no, they I like what JSU doing, man. I like the recruits that's coming in, especially the linebackers and everything. Like I like the size of them. Like I said, I see the kid in London. I seen him play live. That dude is huge.
Oh, wow.
That dude is huge. Like,
yeah.
For him to be 18 years old, Jesus. Like
So you say you've seen him play live. Is that over there where you at?
Yeah. I went to a game in London it was like last spring, and he was 17 at the time. And I promise you, this dude at 17 was about 6'4.5". He was big.
We saw him in person.
Yeah, I seen him in person, man. The dude big, bro. And I'm only about 6'1", and he was up here.
Yeah,
He was up there. He was up there, bro.
Him definitely being a edge rusher. I mean, I can see he can easily hit 6'5", 6'6" easily. You know, if you keep growing, a good growth spurt, get him in the strength and conditioning program. I mean, the sky's the limit for him, man. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be a inside linebacker. I think he's gonna be edge.
Nah. You know what? When I look at him and see his frame and everything, I'm looking at, I would say, a Jason Taylor type of edge rusher.
Oh, it's good. I like that.
That's a damn good call.
I like that. Yeah, Jason Taylor, 6'6". He was he looked kind of thin, but boy, that's a Hall of Famer right there, man.
Exactly. I'm looking at that type of dude because of the frame. Now, he got to work on his hands. He got to work on his footwork to be able to get to the passer. But I see that type of, because his body style, he going to grow into that. He going to be a lot taller than 6'5", easily.
That's a damn good call.
So that's what I see from him. But I'm excited to see him because I seen him live. Like I said, I seen him live. So I'm excited to see him at Jackson State, especially in that corner. Twan, I watched his film the other day. When I tell you this boy will put his hands on you,
yeah,
he gonna put the hands on you. He gonna put them hands on you.
I agree. Easy. Yeah, we're gonna probably come back and do some. I might tee up all the huddle videos, and we'll just come and do kind of like a feature show and just talk about all the recruits. I mean, we didn't even mention the offensive players, Robert Lockhart and Isaiah Kendall. Those two wide receivers that are committed. Yeah, Kendall's having an amazing senior season.
Yeah, Kendall's balling out right now.
He is having a phenomenal season right now, and he looked the part. He looks the part.
Easily the best player. I mean, he was top 2, top 3 in the state of Arkansas. He could easily be listed as the number 1 player in Arkansas right now.
Yeah, he was top 2. Yeah, he was top 2. Last time I seen him, he was top 2.
Yeah, not bad, man. So when just think about it. You have a lot of youth at wide receiver. I mean, even with our 2 best wide receivers being seniors that'll be heading on to the NFL after this season, you got a lot of great youth right behind that. So I definitely like what they're doing with the recruiting class, and it's just starting to take shape.
So it really is. I like it though. I like what I'm seeing though. I like what I'm seeing. Yes, I like the talent that's coming in. I like everything, what they're doing as far as recruiting wise. I like the team this year, and I think the team next year will be a lot better than the team this year. If I'm being honest.
That's definitely the expectation.
Well, I'll just tell you what you're gonna see in December with this next class. All we're gonna do is further create that divide between us and everybody else in this conference.
I believe it.
If they think we're beating their ass this year, it's gonna be unfair next year. We're getting a bigger belt for next year.
Oh yeah. And it just ain't me talking because I'm a Mississippi kid, I'm a JSU fan. It ain't just me talking, it's just seeing what's put on black and white. Like you can see it happening. You can see it happening. It ain't no fake facade.
Water's wet.
Exactly. It ain't no fake, no facade. It's happening right before everybody's eyes, and they fail to realize it because everybody want to hate on JSU. They hate when black men is doing good. They hate when it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, I see this comment right here. You don't know how bad I want to flip Isaiah Spencer.
You and me both.
Because he went to my alma mater. He went to my high school, and I have a personal desire to just see more Madison Central high school kids get signed with Jackson State. But we'll see. Right now he's committed to USM. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, but I hope it happens though, because them Jackson area kids it is a lot of talented Jackson area kids. Madison Central, JPS, Callaway. I can go on and on.
Undefeated Callaway.
He's 6-0 right now. Shout out to Callaway. See, wait. Yeah, they undefeated right now.
My bad. Undefeated Callaway. My bad. Undefeated Callaway. I got you. But yeah, it's a lot of talented Jackson kids in that area, bro. Like they got keep them boys in the air, keep them boys in Jackson. Yeah. Cause it's a lot of them boys out there.
Man, Spence hit me up, told me he was gonna be. I think he came to the Grambling game, but I think I'm glad that the 2 games that we played Zoe was first, because now after we have homecoming and we got that big ass crowd for homecoming, we're gonna follow that up with Southern. Them first 2 games gonna be long gone and forgot about.
Yeah,
everybody gonna be thinking about what they last saw. It's always what have you done for me lately, and people have a short memory. So I said couldn't stand Man Central. Yeah, I couldn't stand them either until I transferred there. For those that know me, I started off at Murrah High School.
You started off at Murrah. Oh,
yeah.
I used to hate their basketball team. Not gonna lie.
Well, I actually played basketball for Murrah, 9th and 10th grade, and then I transferred to Madison Central.
Hey, Murrah and Lanier, I couldn't stand them. Murrah, Lanier, at Mouse Point, I couldn't stand them. Couldn't stand them.
Musty Stain.
Musty Stain. Huh?
Yeah, Musty Stain. Them boys. I couldn't stand them boys. I swear to you not.
Cool, man. I actually had one of my coworkers was from Laurel, man. My buddy Doug, he played down there. Laurel has always produced a lot of good talent from that area. Another coworker, I think, come out of Laurel area, played Mississippi College. Stacy Keys, man, my brother. He did well.
Yeah. Not to mention the number 9 overall pick in this year's past draft, Charles Cross.
Yeah,
he got drafted by Seattle.
Yes,
that's
sir.
True. Yeah,
and
Cross.
He is starting.
Man, that's big time, man. Laura's always had a lot of talent. I mean, you get a lot of Laura kids that go to Pearl River, man.
It's a lot of
mostly
Pearl River Jones. Mostly Jones. Yeah, it's mostly Jones. It's a few that go to EMCC. Which outdraws a lot of FBS schools. They outdraw a lot of FBS schools in attendance, like EMCC, because they pull in about 3,000 a game. Just saying.
FCS.
Yeah, FCS. That's what I meant. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's early, bro. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, bro. Forget.
Oh no, you good. I just didn't want nobody in the chat to be like, no, ain't nobody. I'm protected, but the chat will correct you. Trust me.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I seen it. Yeah, I've been in and out of the chat. I've been seeing it.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
But EMCC will outdraw some FCS schools in attendance. Yeah. They will do that.
Man, they've had a great run. They did. And then now it looks like Mississippi Gulf Coast is the big juggernaut now.
Yeah, it's Gulf Coast. It's the Gulf Coast. Yeah, that's them. They lost to EMCC though by 3. but they won their last 2 after that loss to EMCC. So we'll see how they go.
We got somebody in here from Moss Point. Mike Davis said that's where I live. Moss Point. Wow. That's what's up.
Moss Point. Oh, that's what Devin Booker played at. Yeah, that boy dropped 45 on live.
Blue said you're right. He said they got less than 1,000 in attendance.
Blue,
damn.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
What I'm telling you.
Hold on, Blue.
Blue,
please tell me you're joking, bro.
I do not be saying that.
And tell me if you're joking or not. For real.
Hey, he ain't
do
lying.
not tell me UCLA had less than 1,000 fans in attendance.
Bruh, I do not be.
Well,
I'm looking at
UCLA up right 40 now. To 16 right now.
They are 40 to 16 though.
Yeah, they undefeated too, man. Wow.
But they playing number 15 Washington too.
Yeah, Washington losing. Penix, Michael Penix Jr. He's struggling tonight. 2 INTs. I mean, 23-36, 234-32. Shit, UCLA just balling. Hey, UCLA quietly creating the juggernaut over there, though. Is that what Chip Kelly?
Please come in back and tell me you're bullshitting.
Quietly.
I'm waiting on this.
They get behind tonight.
I got the game on my phone. I'm gonna see if this crowd is what this crowd look like. Blue, they might not go back to
5. Deion Smith is at Ole Miss.
I about to say he at Ole Miss. I seen his tweet.
He at Ole Miss and his brother gonna go to Ole Miss too.
People think I don't be keeping up with the football. I be keeping up with all that. I be looking at everything. I'm all over that. Don't let Jackson State go undefeated, boy. I'm gonna tattoo it up.
Oh, what you mean? Don't let?
Well, they gonna go undefeated. They gonna go undefeated.
It's just gonna happen, dog.
It's gonna call a revolution on Twitter. Twitter gonna blow up because I'm gonna be all there.
Thompson Robinson. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, Blue, I can't see it. I guess I'll wait and see. Oh, he shared a photo with me. Blue just
he shared a photo with you. Because when I seen this. I seen the start of the game. It looked like there wasn't nobody there. Like for real.
I might be able to go get me a UCLA ticket on pump 7. Let me get a pump. Who will take advantage of the UCLA ticket? Damn.
I know. I mean, I know the game's on a Friday, but I didn't think they were doing that damn bad.
That's why they moved to the Big Ten.
They winning. Like that's insane.
That's why they moved to the Big Ten. They need it. They need it. They ain't got it. They need it. They said they was going bankrupt, to be honest.
But still, them going to the Big 12, I don't think it's gonna help with their attendance because I mean they in California.
Oh yeah, that looks crazy.
The Big Ten ain't gonna travel like that to Cali. Big Ten will not travel to Cali like that. Ohio State maybe, Michigan maybe. Everybody else, nah. They ain't doing it.
I mean, here's the thing that does help that, and I say that and I leave it alone, is that it's in both teams are playing in LA. LA being a major city and a major travel.
It's a major market.
Travel to LAX, so coming to LA won't be a problem. UCLA not too far from the airport, but then you got UCLA playing over in the Coliseum, I think, and I think that'd be fine. I think a lot of teams will travel. Those teams will probably come. I think those teams will come. I want to see JSU versus Mississippi State rematch. They haven't played.
Look here, man. Whoever keeps saying that, look, we talking about a group of 5 teams. We got to work our way up to that. We got to work our way up to Power 5.
Yeah, we ain't ready for Power 5 yet. Not the.
Exactly.
I mean, we can maybe be respect. I mean, I would say Power 5. There are some teams that we can probably give a good run for their money. I would just say, as of right now, we still got to get our trenches right, man. We beefing up in the trenches. We're not anywhere close to a Mississippi State in the trenches, man. It's not even close.
Oh no.
I mean, I would even say a USM. You know, we got to get to that level where we got those kind of bodies
See, it's a working up progress, man. You got to build up to where you want to go to. All right. If the goal is FBS for JSU, you have to work up to the group of 5, slowly work up through them, and then work up to the Power 5 before you try to do all
that's
that.
why we got. What conference is Texas State in, though?
Texas State, Sunbelt.
Sunbelt. That's what I thought. So Sunbelt is a tough conference. I mean, good conference. I mean, we got a Sunbelt opponent. Their profile is better than
that's a good. But see, that's a good conference to start with, though.
I've been meaning to tell you too. ULM beat ULL last week.
Oh, what? Really?
You say it again?
ULM beat ULL last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And guess what else? Guess what else? ULM is 2-2 right now.
Okay.
That's tough. That's ooh. Like you said earlier, bro. Like you said earlier, bro. Coastal Carolina would be a good matchup. Any Sunbelt team would be a good matchup.
So they don't list their division like by East or West. They just say Group A and Group B. So Group B, which is considered the West, Louisiana ULM is number 1 in the division right
now. Wow,
I didn't know. I wouldn't. And they 2-2.
Yeah, but everybody except South Alabama is 3. South Alabama is 3-1. Everybody else is 2-2 except Arkansas State. They're 1-3. Coastal Carolina is number 1 in the other division. They're 4-0, but they're 1-0 in conference. James Madison is undefeated. They're 3-0. Old Dominion, Appalachian State, both 2-2. I'm sorry, Marshall is 2-2, and Georgia Southern is 3-1 as well, but they haven't played a conference game this year.
Okay.
And ULM is number 1 in their division right now because they 1-0 in conference because they beat ULL.
That's true.
I didn't know that.
So you got Troy, USM. Okay. ULL.
But see, like I say, the Sunbelt would be a perfect start for JSU. If that is the move.
Hey man, James Madison still doing James Madison stuff. They're 3-0.
That's what I said. James Madison is 3-0.
But hey, you know what the bigger question is? Why won't North Dakota State do that?
Bro. The only game they won was against Grambling.
My bigger question is why won't North Dakota State do what James Madison doing? Because see, if you go back through history and through time, you had Georgia Southern, who was that dude at that one point in time at 1AA. You had Appalachian State, who was them dudes at one point in time. Then you got North Dakota State and James Madison. You could put them kind of in the same boat, but North Dakota State been winning most of those. Why they can't do what the other schools prior to them did?
They don't want to.
Yeah, it's that's a good question.
And honestly, just like Appalachian State, they got the farmers' money, just like North Dakota State do, but they don't want to jump up there. Appalachian State is not a major city. They're not near a major hub. They in the country. They in the hills. They in the mountains. They got farmers' money, just like North Dakota State got. So you mean to tell me y'all can't do what App State do and still go up there and win?
They don't want to. They want to be a big fish in a small pond.
And I remember you saying that on one of the shows. And I was like, you know what? He probably right. I said, I'm gonna bring this question up to them one time when I get a chance to talk to them fellas.
Yeah.
And you right. You right.
Good point. Yeah, this is Sunbelt strong, man. Sunbelt's in 14 teams right now.
Yeah.
And
but you know what though? That'll be a conference I would like JSU to join. If they were to go FBS, that'll be a conference I'd like to see them in. They're gonna be able to recruit with them, or if not out recruit them. That's one. They go have the talent to be able to play with them. Two, they go out attend them in games and everything else like that. So
I mean, you have
it's gonna be the trenches.
I mean, just from a travel standpoint, it's extremely favorable.
Exactly.
And then too, when you look at, I mean, we played 2 we've been played in the last 4 years. In 2024, we've been played 3 Sun Belt teams, which is ULM twice and then Texas State once. But I mean, you throw Georgia Southern in there. I mean, Marshall, Georgia State, Old Dominion. I mean, these are some teams that, I mean, it's not the sexy, you can still get the rivalry game.
Yeah, it's not the sexy Power 5, but it's something that can be done. It's something that can be done.
But then the question remains that, is Jackson State versus Valley sexy? You know what I mean? Like,
nah,
is
to me, that's not.
Texas Southern. Like, I mean, it's the HBCU element. But again, we got to get our house in order. We got to wait. We're not close to the idea. You don't. So when you make that move, you don't just make that move. You start making preparations for a move far in advance. So now is the good time to have that conversation. It is going to hinge on, how long Coach Prime stay with us. We hope he can. If he stays with us and we can make that move in the next 2 years, that would be great. But we'll see.
Hey, but you know what though? Like he said, the whole tradition and everything, and sticking to the script, basically, like. They got to think outside the box. As an HBCU, you got to think outside the box. If you want to grow your program and get your program the resources and facilities that you want, you got to think outside the box. And that would be thinking outside the box.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. But again, like I said, we got to get our house in order.
It takes time. The house got to get right. That's one.
Yep.
The money got to be right, too. And you got to make sure it's the right time. Like you said, the trenches got to be ready.
Another thing is, what is the NCAA going to look like in the next 2 seasons? Like, with all the changes and realignment and whatnot, like, would not be good matchups. JSU, anybody else would be interested. Yeah, I agree with that, Blue. Right, especially right now. I think.
Yeah, right now it's not it. Yeah. It's not it.
Yeah, I think right now those games will be tough games. Actually, that whole East side, that top 4, be tough, even including
Old Dominion. Especially Old Dominion. Old Dominion is with it.
Marshall beat Notre Dame.
Marshall and Old Dominion would be them games where like they go be tough. Because Marshall and Old Dominion with it. They beat Virginia Tech and Marshall beat Notre Dame. So can't look past that.
Yeah, it's just the I honestly think we could roll with USM this year. Texas State. I mean, Texas State 2-2. They haven't played a conference game, so I don't know who they played.
Texas State.
Texas State beat Houston Christian 34-0, and they got their ass whooped by Baylor. So they did beat FIU 41-12. So it ain't no cakewalk. And then they lost to Nevada. They lost to Nevada 38-14. So they lost to a FBS school. They beat an FBS school. They lost to another one, and then they beat. I don't even know who Houston Christian is.
Yeah, they in the Southland, I think. Don't correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Like I know y'all be on it.
So for those that think that Texas State next year is going to be a cakewalk, I disagree with that. I think it's going to be definitely going to be I mean, that if we win it, us winning that game is going to be a statement win for us, for Coach Prime, especially. Yeah, we got to go to San Marcos and we got to go do our thing, man. So, but yeah, man, we got a couple of more minutes before we jump off.
Look, I'm gonna let y'all get back to it. It's 7:30. Shout out to y'all because y'all shouted me out. Y'all shouted my podcast out on your last salute. I appreciate it. And I returned the favor on my last episode that I did. Shout out to Blue. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to all y'all that do it. Except for y'all new hoes, but I ain't gonna say it. But appreciate all of y'all.
Hey, bro. God bless, bro. Appreciate you again. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Real. All the best to you, brother.
Hey, more the best to y'all too, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We rolling into the 3rd hour. We finna close this thing out, man. Good show. Good show, man. Great conversation. Hey, brother, I'm about to go and pull up, drink. Headshot, drink. Sit down, drink.
I'm about to
pass out.
I'm about to start slobbing on myself.
Faded. Faded. Soon as I said pass out, I looked at your ass. Your ass about to go to sleep. But look, I'm gonna kick it for a little while longer, man. Then I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna get up, watch me some Campbell, North Carolina Central, man. So I may jump on this thing tomorrow. Who knows? But I'm gonna be watching football. It's 9 a.m. Campbell, North Carolina Central for me. I'm still getting used to that, Zoe. Football at 9 in the morning. Ain't that something?
Stop bragging.
Well, dog, all the best to you, man. Let's get some sleep. Hey, y'all. Hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Appreciate everybody, man.
Hey, man.
Appreciate everybody.
Yeah, I love. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers, baby. Peace out.